lasciatemi cantare.
Sì, ha ragione.
Perché ne sono fiero.
Come dicevo.
Sono un italiano.
Can I make an unholy spectacle of myself last night?
Italiano vero.
Hello and welcome back to Clear and Present Dudes, the podcast where the knives smile before they cut. I am Mike Dunbar. I am joined, as always, by Rory James O'Toole.
Hello.
And Sanya Bjorkson.
Hello, everyone.
Tonight we are diving deep into our beloved Giallo-adjacent cinema, an Italian film with a rare Hollywood pedigree, 1973's Goncharov. Yes, tonight we are going to gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, and Goncharov. First, let me remind you all to like and subscribe on YouTube. If you are on Spotify and it appears in your home feed anyway and you feel like you don't need to follow it, please just do it anyway and make it official. It really helps us out on the old algorithm. Also, spoiler warning, spoiler for 1973's Goncharov. If you haven't seen it, wait a little bit. We'll be right here. Come back in a couple of hours. Cool. Right, guys. Before I get into the plot synopsis, like, what's your first impressions of this film?
What's not to love?
Well, we're obviously still all waiting for Goncharov 2. I have to use the sentence, definitely one of the movies of all time. At least initially, also great film for someone like me who has a tendency to sometimes be a bit of a menswear guy. Thoroughly enjoyable.
Costuming's tremendous, you're totally right there. This is one of the horniest films imaginable, yet also not, because there is a massive amount of sexual tension between people that the kind of narrative wouldn't suggest there would be, if you know what I mean. It's like Goncharov and Katya, there is no chemistry between them, yet they are meant to be the romantic leads.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because they are off on their own romantic side quests. As Sandy said, costuming's amazing. Tension's just fantastic through the whole thing. Literally, I think Cybill Shepherd's one of our top 2 or top 3 big screen roles. Honestly, the tension between her and Sophia Loren is just mental. It's like,
yeah, this is great for her, isn't it?
yeah.
This is like quite early in her career. This is like around sort of, was it 1973? So
yeah,
but she's just done The Last Picture Show in 71, hasn't she? So she's come off the back of that. Obviously pre-Taxi Driver. So yeah, she's on the rise. Really good time for her. Hey, shall I put the trailer on and then we'll come back and we'll go through it properly?
You are time bound. Tick, tick, ticking. And I have no intention of being around for the boom. And now you should know. I could have killed you when I walked through the door.
Cool. Right. So, Goncharov, 1973, is an Italian-American co-produced art house crime thriller written by, maybe directed by, Matteo Sciochezze, stylized in the credits, really weird. Produced by Domenico Procacci and executive produced, but also maybe directed by Martin Scorsese, and that was maybe a nom de plume. I couldn't find a lot of detail about that. There's a lot of like conflicting information online. But either way, he was incredibly involved in the production. Starring Robert De Niro as the eponymous Lo Straniero Goncharov, and co-starring a stacked cast, including Cybill Shepherd, Al Pacino, Harvey Keitel, Gene Hackman, John Cazale, Sophia Loren, and incredibly, an uncredited Lynda Carter. We'll get into that in a bit. Yeah, wow. Film follows the eponymous Goncharov, a crime boss from Moscow, looking to expand his empire by coming back to, maybe, Naples. With his wife, who is Cybill Shepherd, and he intends to set up his own rival criminal empire against the Neapolitan mafia. As you mentioned, Rory, the film's pretty daring at the time for showing some queer love stories. So we'll get into it, but there's a thing between Harvey Keitel and Robert De Niro. There's a thing between Sophia Loren and Cybill Shepherd. There's a thing between John Cazale and everybody.
John Cazale moment.
Really, really just there, like,
Yeah.
He's a very deeply lonely person and he's trying to connect with everybody he can. Yeah, really, really, really random. The film's production was tumultuous for numerous issues that I'm sure we'll discuss in due course regarding like distribution rights, conflicting filming projects for the other lead actors. Yeah, just an absolute mess. Censorship issues, The Soviet Union government got involved at one point. So yeah, film was more or less lost for a long time. Got a big resurgence in the 90s. Really weird. This is a really weird detail. George Lucas started distributing VHS bootlegs of it, not like officially, but he was hosting like showings of it during the 1994 Cannes Film Festival.
Amazing.
Like in his hotel, which apparently really pissed off Quentin Tarantino. Really funny. But yeah, so anyway, this year it is getting a Criterion restoration, and I think the 4-hour cut, I don't think it's restored, but the 4-hour cut is on the disc as well, and Scorsese's been really massively involved in that because he's massively involved in film restoration generally. So we're doing that. But we haven't watched the 4-hour cut. We have watched the original 2-hour and 18-minute cut, which is enough. So yeah, that's my introduction to like what the film is. Dude, I thought this film barely made sense. Like, and I don't mean that like in a mean way. I mean it in the same way that like Mean Streets doesn't really make a huge deal of sense to me when I watch it. There's a lot going on. Is it a character piece? Is it a thriller? Is it really about the crime? Is it about the passion? Like, I just, there's all those weird, like, recurring motifs that seem a bit heavy-handed now in, like, our modern view, but at the time were probably standard business, like the clocks and the cigarettes and, like, the music and stuff.
The clock ticking for Goncharov whole kind of motif is something that it really bangs the drum about a lot. I mean, it works, but I don't think you could kind of slip it into a film that was made in, like, current year. You couldn't have that much like heavy-handed clock symbolism and certain characters wearing a watch in almost every scene, but a pivotal one, that kind of thing, and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. I told it reminds me of, and it's not the first time we're going to talk about this film. In Serpico, which was being made at the same time. So both films came out in 1973. Both films were produced in the summer of 72, right? Al Pacino was filming both. That film starts anyway with like a really simple opening credit, like a black screen, just text on there, and like the wailing of like a police siren, or like an ambulance siren. You don't know what it is. Turns out it's an ambulance because it's the titular Serpico being like rushed to hospital after being shot in the face. This is a similar sort of thing where you get like well, I'll just start. So Goncharov opens on a rain-soaked night in Naples, and we get like a it's not like steady cam, it's like handheld cam kind of walking through the narrow streets illuminated by dim street lights, and we get like you get a view of the docks. So that's a recurring motif, is seeing the docks in this film. So you get like dock cranes looming over the harbour, you get like silhouetted against the dark sea, and then we get like, it's all like street noise, not music, it's all like street noise, and then we get to like a bit of a montage of like tons of clocks, like the clock tower clock, like people's wristwatches, clocks, like there's a clock in a bar,
and there's that like ticking sound and that fun ticking Foley sound, isn't there? And it's like
it's like and it's really like oppressive, and train doors opening, and then we get like the feet stepping out onto the platform. We get like another shot of like the clock on the train platform, and then we get a shot of like a wristwatch, which we're going to see, the same wristwatch we're going to see like loads.
It's fucking crazy, and he's walking in a kind of like tick-tock rhythm as well, and like the gain's obviously right up on the boom, and you can hear his feet, and it's like, we get it, man, clocks,
and as that's going on, this is really confusing. So there's like so what we're seeing is Goncharov getting off a train in Naples, right? Meanwhile, we're getting like a voiceover, but it's not from Goncharov. It's from Harvey Keitel's character, Andre Didano, or even like you hear him get called the banker during the movie as well. Right. And so he's saying like love, truth, power, three things men spend their whole lives chasing. Some men think if they catch one of them, the others will follow. But Naples is a city that eats those kind of men. It doesn't matter where you came from, if you're rich or poor. It doesn't matter if you came here as a pauper or a king. Sooner or later, the city reminds you of something. Time always wins, since fucking clocks, right? The story is about a man who thought he could outrun time. His name was Goncharov. And for a while, he almost did. And then we get the camera like pan up, and it's like Robert De Niro there with his mustache, because he's got a mustache in this movie.
He looks so fucking cool in this film, man.
Yeah, and he's like very like totally like suited and booted.
Yeah,
really sharp suit on. And then it's like boom, Goncharov title card. Yeah, wild. And then it gets really confusing, because then the next thing we see is like 20 years earlier, and it's like two kids in like rags basically like running around the streets of like undisclosed Eastern European location. I think it's obviously meant to be like Moscow, but it doesn't say like Moscow 1953.
Or Stotska.
Yeah. So it's like two teenage kids running through the alley. One of them is Goncharov, the other one is Andrei. We are, I guess, expected to assume, but it's again not totally clear. And I don't know if you caught this, but like the kids who are playing like the young Goncharov and Andrei are like it's really random. This I had to double check because I couldn't believe it. One of them is Stanley Tucci, who's like 13, and the other one is
fuck off. What?
And the other one, mate, this is gonna blow your fucking mind. The other one is John Leguizamo, also
Jesus
13,
fucking what?
and they look fuck all like Robert De Niro
man.
and Harvey Keitel, which is why it was so confusing. Because like, what the fuck are these doing?
How the fuck did they get cast in this film at that age? That's so weird.
And they get and I don't know where they filmed this. They probably filmed it in New York, but it's obviously meant to look like Moscow or something.
Yeah.
But I
They
don't
just
know.
put like the Russian filter over the camera.
Yeah, just like it's a bit blue. It's a bit like dour.
It's a bit blue. They found an area where there's like when there's just some like a bit more like standing water on the asphalt and stuff, and there's more broken windows and shit.
Everyone's
and
cold, like icy breath,
and the fucking stopping the feet and that just to like lay down the whole cold thing.
Yeah.
And there's just a little strum of a fucking balalaika in the background, and it's like Russia filter applied, ambience applied.
That's
go.
it. So you get that. You don't see them up close. It wasn't like I saw them was like, that's Stanley Tucci. They're quite far out when I go, and then there's like a kind of classic 70s push in, and it's the two kids, and like one of them, I think it's Leguizamo, is like running interference with like a stall guy at a market. Meanwhile, Tucci is like shoplifting quietly, and then as soon as the guy catches him, like they run away, and there's a whole like, there's no music yet, by the way. Which I thought was weird, like to go so long. But anyway, so like a chase starts. They like duck into an alleyway, and then we get like the two kids get stopped because there's a guy stood in the alleyway, and it's this big tall dude who is his name's Ilya, that's his name, and he laughs at their face because like he's obviously like one of the local gang guys. He's got like a suit on as well. He looks like put together, but he's young as well. He's got like what looks like a fresh scar on his face. And he tells the kids like if you're gonna steal, find your own turfy little pigs, or join a gang. I
love
recommend
that line. Find your own turf, you little pigs. I love it, man. It's an absolute bar.
And he's like, I recommend getting some employment, and then like it assumes that they like join a gang, and that's how their life of crime starts, and organized crime anyway, because they were obviously just shoplifting. So it implies also that they're really close, like they've known each other a long time as well. It's still not really clear that like the guy overheard at the beginning of the voice is the guy who's not being played by John Leguizamo as a 13-year-old. So I found that really confusing in my first watch.
Yeah, fucking right, so absolutely. Yeah, it was like, straight up it took me like a couple of watches to fucking focus watches, because it took me watching it a couple of times to fully, I think, get what was going on with it. Course, fucking autistic me stopped it a few times, like, identify some guns and some of the kind of more like less focused kind of scenes of face inches from the TV. But yeah, I think I worked it out after two watches.
I think
viewings.
It's it's not like Tenet or anything. It's not like totally mental. Not that Tenet is that bad, but like there's a lot of interpretation going on.
Definitely.
The next scene, for example, really, really threw me. So it cuts back to the present day, but it's not like the present day. It's like 19 years, 11 months, like 30 days and 23 hours. Because it's like what happened immediately before Goncharov got off the train, because they're back on the train. Confusing.
I will say that even that kind of like timey-wimey stuff doesn't fully disengage you from the film. It isn't too much of a speed bump when you're watching it. It's still, I think, a well-put-together film. Just it's the chronology of its storytelling right at the opening is a bit weird, but it's not too jarring, you know?
Yeah. So what it does the classic like cut forward to their present day, see where they are now from those humble beginnings. Goncharov's like in the train car. He's all suited and booted. He's sat next to like Ilya, but you can tell it's the same guy because he's older now, but he's still got the scar. And they are having a really kind of perfunctory conversation about how they're going to set up their permanent foothold in Naples, particularly the harbour's lucrative smuggling routes,
Yeah.
which is like their big thing is they're doing like smuggling of like booze and tobacco and
Yeah.
maybe arms and stuff. It doesn't really say yet.
Yeah, like it's kind of like it's a generic crime setup, isn't it? It's almost
Yeah.
as if like in the storytelling, the actual crimes don't kind of matter.
Yeah, exactly that. So you kind of get that. So he's like, somebody already owns this town kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then as they say that, it like cuts to like the other side of town, and we get like our first scene of Al Pacino as crime boss Mario Ambrosini.
Yeah.
This is wild. So this is as I mentioned earlier on, this is like Pacino. He's done The Godfather. Serpico is definitely 73. So he's shooting that at the same time as he's shooting this, which is great. Does lead some kind of weird continuity issues with Pacino, where they have to like kind of cover up the fact that he's got a beard. So like, oh right, so the bit is during the shooting of Serpico, that film was filmed sequentially, like in the order it happened.
Right. Yeah. Got you.
Because it starts with his career as a young New York police cop, and he's like clean shaven, and then he does like undercover work, and he gets like a mustache, and then he goes like full, I don't know how else to describe it, he goes like full pirate. He has like big flowy shirts, big beard, like wears big hats, has an earring, owns a bird, like
he basically turns into that like a guy who's like chronically undercover from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right?
Yeah,
The guy who's like just a total fucking psycho.
A Pimento.
The one who's going out with Diaz.
It's Jason Mantzoukas' Pimento, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that's what he does. So he'd already signed us that movie, so this is a weird one. So the production here, I think in the US, there was some kind of weird deal where it was distributed through like De Laurentiis, but Serpico was like actually produced by Dino De Laurentiis, and he'd already signed on for that. It's a Sidney Lumet film, 1973. He already signed for that, and he was shooting that sequentially, all on his contract, and then he had the opportunity to work on this. Kind of came in as a super sub because he already worked with some of the people in this before. Like I think he really wanted to work with De Niro, hadn't had a chance to work with him yet. Obviously, he's riding high off like The Godfather, Coppola, and all that kind of stuff. So he wanted to do crime again. Yeah, so he agrees to do this, but then he has to keep flying backwards and forwards between New York and the location shoots in Naples. And there's some stuff he has to do in New York in a separate little set with a second unit director. Right, so we meet Mario Ambrosini. He, of course, is another like standard crime boss, smart dressed in his club kind of thing. He's got like an office. You just kind of see him running the place, and I think he's talking to someone off screen about like. He's heard the word that like Russia's coming for his turf kind of thing. Yeah. And that's it. It's like, it's really basic. Goncharov gets off the train. He's talking to Ilya, and he talks about his wife. His wife had already come to Naples. She's been here for a little while. He was taking care of business back in like, I guess, Moscow. Doesn't really say. Then Ilya, I think, knows Katya. So I think the idea is a lot of people in the organization, like obviously know Goncharov and Katya because like they're like kind of the royal family sort of thing. Yeah. And I think Ilya's known Goncharov obviously since he was like a kid. So he feels emboldened enough to like give him the real picture, you know? Yeah. So he says like when you stayed behind, you left behind more than you know. She's too good a woman for you, Goncharov. I think you know this already. And then Goncharov doesn't say anything. Yeah. I love his lack of reaction in that scene. It's like inscrutable. It's a weird performance, isn't it, from De Niro. He's very laconic. He doesn't say very much. It's kind of not like him. Like he's got this dynamism about him. Even in his, for want of a better word, his later years. Like I think he's fucking tremendous in the miniseries Zero Day that came out last year or the year before. He plays like an ex-president of the United States who gets pulled in to run this kind of counter-terrorism operation against this like massive cyber attack thing. And he's fucking brilliant. It's so good, man. And it's like there's this energy, this dynamism. He's threatening to waterboard some guy, and it's like he's a legitimately scary man, even at his current age. And he's dynamic, he's energetic, and he's really just laconic in this film. Like you said, it's a dialed back performance that works in an uncanny valley kind of way, because it's like that's De Niro, but it's not our. Yeah, it's a bit like well, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Travis Bickle, right? Yeah. Which obviously is going to come a few years later. Yeah. Travis Bickle, though, gets to, like, explode at the end of the film, doesn't he? Yeah. And I don't know if Goncharov truly gets to, like, cast off his shackles. He kind of stays
I don't think he does.
The same guy always at the end, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really flat arc, which is weird because he's like
Yeah.
a titular character. When actually, really, for me, the real focus of the film is either catch you, right, or either your boy Andre.
Yeah.
They're the ones who get the most kind of fluctuation, I think, in the story. I mean, he only gets a couple of scenes, but like Ice Big Joe gets like more to do.
Ice Big Joe, the fan favorite as well.
Yeah.
Man.
Meeting him from the train station is Andre Didano.
Yeah.
Who is like, obviously they were like street rats together. Now he's like this refined financial operator. He's known throughout the criminal world as the banker. He wears an elegant suit. He's a mob accountant who I think the Russian mob have already installed in the area to kind of get a lay of the land. And now they're going to meet up and stuff. Obviously, that's like the top level story. What hasn't kind of been explained yet is that Andre's already linked in with the Neapolitan mafia, and he's already kind of like, this all happened like before the film started. He's already portrayed Goncharov for like the first time.
Yeah.
Here, this flips. I mean, I had to like watch this several times to figure out what's going on. This film like flips and flops several times, and Andre basically betrays everybody at some point. He's really an evil character.
He really does. It's absolutely mental, man. It's like this film kind of. It almost seems like the film expects you to know a lot about backgrounds of characters and stuff, more than just there were street rats together kind of thing. The film kind of expects the viewer to almost confabulate what's going on, and it's crazy. It's like it could have done more storytelling.
Yeah.
Or it could have just gone in with none, but instead it almost comes out like, hey, why don't you make up what you think happened in the past? Why don't you confabulate it within your head, man? What was really going on? What's up with Ilya? All that stuff. It's wild.
There aren't any, and it's not like forthcoming with the clues. So like when Goncharov and Andre meet, it's really warm. Like he pats him on the arm.
Yeah.
Again, like for like it's really warm for like such a staid performance, you know. Pats him on the arm and he's like, Andre, my brother, kind of thing. Like, how is the city treating you? And he goes like, Naples, he says, it's a city that eats the weak. Goncharov and Andre talk about their operation. They walk around like a warehouse. Some of the minor workers are there and kind of spot him, and there's a little bit of like ADR off screen of like, he's the man who survived the fires of Moscow.
Yeah, survived the fires of Moscow. That's crazy in itself, because I almost took that line and mean that like he survived like both the like political suppression of the crime gangs and also like the literal like combat between various factions of the Bratva or whatever, or the Vorivzikonya, if that's what you're going to call them, that kind of thing. You know, like it's like he survived double. He survived the brutality of the Moscow regime, and he survived his peers coming after him.
I'm not sure when this film was set. Like is this film set maybe present day? So they shoot in 72. It's maybe set in 72, or is it set like it's fucking 61? Is it set in like 53? Is Stalin just died? Like,
it's interesting. I mean, even if it was set at that point, the main character himself would have been. I mean, how old do you think he is in the film? How old was De Niro when he made this movie?
So he's 30 years old when this film comes out.
So yeah, he's assuming the film is set when it's shot.
Yeah.
As far as dating it with like the weaponry and stuff involved, I can't fully place a date on it, but there's nothing that's like a future weapon brought out in 1972 or whatever. Obviously, I mean, it's like, because he iconically carries the Thompson gun. Katya uses Nagant, I think, M1897 revolver. She's seen holding one in one scene. A Beretta model, I want to say 934 or something, the little 22 long rifle one, because it's a 22 bounce around death round. So there's nothing there that's like newer than like, I would say the 50s. But it doesn't.
Right.
But it doesn't feel like the film's set then, because the cars and stuff. So
it's it's tricky, isn't it? I was thinking like, cars is the other thing I was going to look at. So like I don't know enough about cars. What I was going to say is what we really need is like in Marisa Tomei from like My Cousin Vinny to come and say like identify the cars for us based on like tire tracks and stuff. Oh man, the defense is wrong. It's so good. The car that made these two equal left tire marks had positive traction. You can't make those marks without positive traction. So good.
My God.
Yeah, you might be hot, but you Mr. Tomei hot.
Yeah. In the words of George Costanza, Marisa Tomei.
That's so good, man. Okay, so we've had a bunch of scenes, and then we go to I think it's the casino scene.
Yes.
Yeah, dock worker. Sorry, before that, I skipped a bit. I always do this. Yeah, so before that, we also got like the inspection of the warehouse from Inspector Valery Mikhailov,
Yeah.
who was inexplicably Russian.
It's so wild, right? He's wearing his fucking Ushanka in Italy. It's that's fucking mental.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, is he an Italian policeman? Is he like a Russian soldier? Like, I have no idea who he is, but I do know it's that he's Hollywood's horniest man, Gene Hackman. God rest his soul. Yeah.
Yeah. It is wild. That baffled me. It's like there is no way that the police forces of the Soviet Union would send the fucking cop over in like a red heat kind of situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole different movie if this was like a fucking action buddy comedy in which an Italian cop and a Soviet cop try and take down Goncharov. You know, it's like that wouldn't have been a good film.
Like, I don't understand like his remit, and I don't think it's right. Here's the thing: there's obviously the 4-hour cut, which we haven't watched.
Yeah.
There's also rumors online of like a 9-hour cut, which is insane.
Directed by the ghost of Sergei Eisenstein.
yeah. And whenever like a plot tease like this comes up, I just think it must be in the 4-hour cut, or it must be in the 9-hour cut. Like there's so like what the fuck is going on? Anyway, Mikhailov is like at the warehouse. He's obviously on the case. Like, he knows this is the beginning of the smuggling operation, and he knows that it's a classic thing where the cop knows the bad guys are guilty. He just needs to prove it.
Yeah.
So he needs to like find a smoking gun, do a raid, all that kind of thing. But he's there all the time. This seems like very much like business as usual. They pretty much tell him to fuck off. And he gets like has a bit of like a rude back and forwards with like one of the dock workers.
Yeah.
And then he's basically sent packing after. Like, he punches the guy in the face.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm the fucking law in this town. And then they all laugh at him. And then he like walks away, and they're all like, "Oh, Vicky Putana." Like they're all.
It's fucking amazing, man. Like, it's bitching.
Yeah, he is utterly bitching, and then he gets into his little Italian police car, which makes no fucking sense.
No sense at all. It's like it should be a beat ass fucking Lada with like Moscow number plates on or something, and it just drives away listening to like the fucking Red Army Choir on its 8-track player.
Yeah. So he's kind of like, he's actually like the Frank Serpico of the film, because he's like the one. I don't know. This makes no sense because he's Russian, but he's like the one honest cop of the movie. So like he refuses the bribes. So they try and bribe him, but they do it like as if they've done it 1,000 times before, and then like they'll know he'll reject it. So he basically takes the envelope and like just throws it like into the water, and then punches the guy in the face.
I mean, it's a slamming indictment of like the Italian police force that the only good cop in Italy is some fucking Russian guy who's there because the narrative needs him to be there. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. So he gets into his car. He's driving away. He's got his little assistant who's an Italian actor. I don't know what his name is or who he's kind of his pedigree is.
I forget this guy's name, but I checked and he hasn't been in any Jello films, so. No interest in monitoring his career further.
Well, it doesn't matter because we barely see him again.
Exactly.
We see him in this scene, and we see him. I think there's a scene where like a body is discovered later on, and he's back there again with like the forensics. But like, So he's here, and he basically says like, "Have you heard that the Russians have arrived? You must have known that," kind of thing. And he's like, "Our visitor from the east didn't come here for the weather." And then he like laughs. He goes like, "Never did you," because he points at the Shanka. But and that's it. So we've met Gene Hackman. Yeah, right. Now we're in Mario's Casino Club. So again, like really confusing storytelling here. So we haven't seen Katya yet. So this is how we're introduced to Katya, and she's like a major character in the film. But like we see her for the first time, just like inexplicably like on Goncharov's arm. They've talked about her, but we haven't seen her. So so she's literally just there. They walk into like this club. The club is like dark, like dimly lit, like it's all like drenched in red. There's like some sort of like Italian jazz, little like
giallo jazz. Sorry.
Yeah, like it's like 4-piece like on the stage.
Yeah.
Inexplicably, there's like a couple of dancers. One of which is fucking Lynda Carter.
I know, that's mental. What the fuck did you owe someone a favor? I mean, man, safeguard. I'm not gonna, be upset at Lynda Carter being on the screen because but.
So she's like in a sequined dress. There's another woman next to her who's in a really similar sequined dress, except she's also got like the Chiquita banana kind of headdress with like fruit and vegetables.
It's almost as if this is like written as like some kind of like fever dream of what the fucking 11-year-old Goncharov thinks capitalism looks like. like he's living in just some horrible part of like Soviet Russia, and he's like thinking, what is the capitalist scum doing with the banana headdresses and the Lynda Carter and their beautiful bottom, you know?
So they walk in, and it's like the classic kind of thing, like you've got to be out in society, you got to be showing off. So she's like dressed to the nines, he's like in a sharp suit as always. Yeah. He walks in, he's kind of scoping the place out. The first thing we see, this is like Mario Ambrosini and him meeting. So like he's like at a table, like in like a booth area, like a little VIP type section, and he's got like, you know, all these toadies around him and stuff, and he's got like a girl on his arm who we don't even like, I'm not sure we see again.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where like they look at each other kind of thing. What's it happens? Goncharov like finds a table. One of Ambrosini's guys comes over and is like, Mr. Ambrosini would like to have a word. He's taking care of your drinks, kind of thing. And it like points towards like Al Pacino, and he's there.
You know, that guy, like Ambrosino's guy, that's an actual Italian actor as well. I forget his name now, but I looked him in. He was in one other film, which was a Giallo film. 10 years later, he was in this incredibly fucking violent Giallo film called La Strozzino, and it's horrific, I've heard. Like, it literally had, like, a theatre release in Italy, and that was it. And I've heard it's just insanely violent, so I want to hunt it down one day. But, yeah, that's the only Giallo link really this film has. I'm sorry, but, you know, I'm the Giallo mentioned guy, yeah?
Wow,
Strozzino. Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
It's the blackmailer, I think, in Italian. Yeah,
yeah, but well, that's cool. Yeah, so I didn't recognize him at all.
Yeah, man. Me neither. I was just like randomly googling who is this guy, and like I went down a fucking rabbit hole on this, man. I drank like 3 cans of Monster and became a 4th.
Yeah. So as this develops, what happens? Goncharov gets up and moves the table. He apologizes to Katya, like, I'll just be a minute. I've got to talk business. She looks bored as fuck anyway.
Yeah, she really does.
I mean, she's stunning. She looks amazing, but she looks bored as fuck, right? So she kind of like does this sort of like, and pouts and like kind of looks around, and like takes a big swig from her drink, which has arrived.
Yeah.
And
well, what is she drinking? What is she drinking?
It's got like it's in a martini glass.
Yeah.
It's a cocktail of some kind, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It seems like hard liquor is in there.
Yeah, like.
But she drinks it in such a casual manner.
Yeah,
like it's implied that she's got like a well advanced alcohol problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's just like, you know, well, she's Russian, isn't she? So it's assumed she was drinking vodka before she was drinking water, that kind of thing. It's like I grew up on mother's milk and vodka, you know.
Stoli, like, straight up.
Stoli, straight up.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Like, and yeah, she's. It is really like kind of believable, because some actors don't look good pretending to drink alcohol. Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah.
You put a fucking pint in Tom Cruise's hand, and it's like,
what is this?
Katya looks in this film like a good hang. She looks like she'd be fun to hang out with on a night out. You know?
Well, I think it would go like either way. It looks like it would start fun, and then, you know, I think she'd probably like hit the mascara thinner a bit too hard.
Yeah, and probably and then straight up have sex with your wife. So
this song is all about me.
It's all about me. She fucking smokes a cigarette backwards, then destroys your marriage by taking your wife to an Airbnb. Fucking girl boss. I love her, man. She's amazing in this.
Scrubs like that won't get no love from me. Yeah.
He scrubs me up.
Yeah, so the band strikes up another song, and it's like tango. Yeah, it's a tango.
Yeah, like it's.
This isn't the tango scene, but it's like the first tango scene.
It is a film that has so many kind of moments. It's a tango scene, but it's not the tango scene. It's a scene where they play chess, but it's not the chess scene. Yeah. Not that one. You know, it's like.
It's a scene at the docks, but it's not the scene at the docks.
I want to say it feels like rewrites, but I can't quite fully agree with myself for that.
I feel like I didn't. Because whenever you talk to people about like 1970s cinema, people always go like the 70s were great, like New Hollywood. You know, that's what they call it, New Hollywood, because it's like the people like Coppola coming in, Spielberg coming in. Yeah. You know, like the likes of that, George Lucas coming in. Yeah. Like Anthony J. Pakula. You know, like all these great names, all these great movies, like Klute. You know.
Yeah.
Like, Great movie. Watched it last night, and it's like all these brave films that are like not afraid to look at like the grimy side of life, or to be like slow and develop like these complex stories, or be like character pieces in the frame of a different genre movie. When you think of like New Hollywood, you think of that, so you don't think of like executive meddling. But I think because this movie was like co-produced in Italy, it was going to be distributed in America, but like has a very like at the height of the Cold War we called in. You know, I think there was a lot of executive meddling, and people were like not sure how they're going to sell it. And I think there was probably a lot of rewrites brought in. That's probably part of the reason why like Ice Pick Joe is just like appears without any setup. And you get this tango scene, you get the violin scene, which is kind of a tango scene in the sense that he's playing like the same kind of music, and then literally right after that you get another tango scene. So what the fuck is going on, man? Yeah. Anyway. Like it's almost like
be tangoing apparently.
They like run out of ways to like go like right. So spoilers for like 20 minutes, but like to get like Katja and Sophia to have chemistry, they're like right, just have them dance again. Just make them do another dance. Make them listen to some more music. Just more dancing. Just like what the fuck, guys? Why can't they go curling? Why can't they like go for a walk? Why can't they go? We could have had a coffee.
Exactly. They could have done literally anything. It's Italy. It's not like there's nothing to do there. They could have gone to a museum, gone on a day trip to Venice, got on a gondola, joined the Carabinieri, bought a couple of Berettas, had a pizza, they could have driven around homoerotically, like those two cops in that Maurizio Tesci film, Live Like a Man, Die Like a Cop, I think it's called. Yeah. But it's just these two good-looking dudes, including the bargain basement Robert Redford, just driving around Rome, embracing each other on like a little motorbike, violently executing criminals, running trains on witnesses, and sleeping in the same bed in a very heterosexual way. And they could have done that. They could have done that, man. And that was made at a similar time too. So they could have just borrowed the motorbike off those two roommates and roommated around Naples.
Yeah. But they didn't. That's what they should have done. In fact, that's what their characters should have done. Instead of the rest of the film.
I mean, fucking come on, that's Katya coded, right? That's it. Get motorbike, we go drive now.
Yeah. I was watching, so I guess I was watching Clute. I was Clute last night. And Jane Fonda's character in that, Brie Daniels, gave me big Katja energy. Like, really similar characters. Like, she's like a high-class prostitute who does it because she's an aspiring actress. And model, and it's almost like she's addicted, like she can't quit. Like she stopped hooking like full time and just takes on really like, but whenever she's like feels the need to perform and wants to disappear from herself, she like calls up and gets a client, and then she like acts basically for the client, and she's like she's doing like therapy in the movie, and she like talks to her therapist about how like for that 1 hour I'm the best actress in Hollywood, and that's kind of like her whole deal. I feel like Katja is really the same. Like Katja is like she's constantly play acting as somebody else. She's not being her own true self.
Definitely.
We only see her true self for like sadly about 30 seconds at the end of the film, and obviously the couple of scenes that she has with Sophia. But even then, it's a bit coded.
I mean, it's kind of like a comment, really, on the kind of trope of like the mob wife, isn't it? Because like you're a mob wife, you in general, and for storytelling and films and stuff goes, you don't have much going other than you being like the wife of a gangster, right? It's you know, what I mean, I guess it kind of gets hit on its head with the Lynda Carter novel and later film Widows, which is about mob widows doing mob things, but in general, a mob wife's character isn't fleshed out and stuff. So yeah. Kind of very much like that. Yeah,
it's weird, isn't it? Because this has obviously come out after The Godfather.
Yeah.
Like the mob good women that you think of from that film are Talia Shire. Is that her name?
Yeah.
From Rocky. and sorry, this film shares a producer with Rocky, by the way. Fucking what's his name? Irvin Winkler. Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry, that was a bit of trivia. But Diane Keaton, right?
Sorry, just jump in. I bet Irvin Winkler got a lot of investment and provided little kind of input on the film. I think he was a money train for this film.
Yeah, I actually generally really love the first Rocky film. I mean,
it's good as fuck.
I love them all. I love them all, but the first one is like a safeguard, brilliant film. Yeah. So God, fucking hell, we're still in the casino nightclub scene, right? So what's happened is Goncharov's gone over to Mario's table, right? And this is their first time meeting. Meanwhile, the last thing we see of Katja is she gets like bored. She gets up and she walks away from the table we don't know where she's walking towards, but I think there's people dancing on a dance floor, so she's going towards the dance floor, right? But over at Mario's table, it's Mario sits relaxed, fingers resting on a chess piece from a half-finished game on the table, first of many chess games we're going to see.
And I'm just like straight up fucking casually playing chess at the nightclub, by the way.
In the nightclub. It's really makes no bigger sense.
It's like, that's like crimer level behavior.
It is.
That's ridiculous. It's like, it's like, just to explain to Sanya what crimer was, because I think I might make more references to it later. Mike, do you want to spin the bit about crimer?
Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know who made it, but there was about 15 years ago. There was a Twitter account called Crimer, and what it was is it was like a fake 1970s style crime detective show that was tweeted out in bits, and it starred and it was all full of like hilarious misspellings. Crimer is the hero, and he's a criminal mastermind. But he doesn't work for the mastermind. He's just a criminal. He's like a chaotic, like a true, what would you say? Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral, yeah, definitely. Whereas Brainius is more chaotic evil, right?
Exactly. Brainius is the real bad guy. He was like the real kind of like, yeah, exactly as you say, like kind of either like true evil or lawful evil or chaos evil. And then you've got on the other side, on the police side, you've got Detective. Who is the policeman who's trying to take down Crimer. He has a dog called Puppet, and Puppet, and the whole show was just like tweets that were loosely strung together to form some kind of plot.
And it's all really badly fucking spelled as well.
And then occasionally they would put out like TV guide style pages saying like what tonight's episode was about, kind of thing. And there was very occasionally like bits of like title card art, but there was never any like people drawn. But I loved it. We were obsessed with it in 2012.
So fucking good. It was all we talked about, man. Sandy and me and Mike were fucking insufferable.
Yeah.
We were really fucking bad. I'm just pulling up some fucking crime stuff now on Twitter. I'm having kind of cut through all like the bump of like the kind of Brainius arc that like just kind of took it away from its like to the streets, gritty cop drama.
Yeah. Because it started off as like a gritty cop drama and turned into kind of Danger Mouse.
Yeah. So Crimer, the amount of Muni input into this plays, brackets, puts on sunglasses, and no red carpet, bracket, tuts. Not even a welcome, Matt. The following tweet, Detective Wife, I'm get it, you got to go, but be careful, you're a daddy now. Detective, promise, brackets, open doors, bracket, or come on, corridors full of flowers. Sadia is so brilliant.
Good. It's basically like
go on.
I was gonna say it's like basically all the tropes from like any 70s cop drama, but like with a bit extra silly. So like that vibe there is very much like the Untouchables, Elliot Ness and his wife
Come on, Elliot, put another fucking baby in me. Please, man. I'm a goddamn trad wife. I need to be barefoot and fucking pregnant at all times, Elliot. You can load that Thompson gun. Why can't you load me?
Wow. Yeah. So, I'll get back to the movie. So Goncharov finally, after 25 minutes, arrives at Mario's table.
Yes, officer, that man there. It's him. Arrest him now.
Come on, I'm just saying, man.
So Mario's like, welcome to Naples. And then Goncharov sits and goes like, nice city. Mario smiles. Yes, we're very proud of it. A waitress comes and puts some like wine and stuff on the table. Mario like pours like a massive, like a ridiculously huge glass of like red wine for them both. Takes ages. Yeah. And then goes, Mario's like, Naples is delicate. A beautiful machine. Every piece has its place and drinks. And then Goncharov, like, big long pause and goes, machines break.
which is actually
big
a bar.
Crimer!
It is big crimer, but it's actually a bar as well. Machines break, 2 words, perfect, no notes.
Yeah. This is it. So he talks in like about 2 words stints for the whole movie.
Yeah,
so
like I said,
Mario
iconic
again.
Performance.
It's like sometimes, but usually only when someone new arrives and starts pulling levers they do not understand. And then we get like a dolly around the table,
Yes.
so it's like each guy's in profile. And then right in the middle of the frame, for fucking no reason, is the like the Chiquita banana lady dancing.
Fuck right.
And she's like spinning and spinning and spinning, and then like the jazz music's playing, and then someone goes,
Yeah.
and, like
And
as
it's
she's
like,
spinning.
get Lynda Carter back on. She's
A little cut to an edit to Mario's face again. He's like,
Yeah.
"Tell me, Goncharov, do you enjoy Naples?" And Goncharov's like, "I just arrived." And he's like, "Of
doesn't
course."
make sense. That line does not make sense. Did you enjoy Naples? I just arrived.
Yeah.
Uh,
And he's like, "Yes, of course. You must understand something. This city belongs to Neapolitans. We speak the language. We know the tides. We know when the storms are coming." And then Goncharov shrugs and goes, "Storms come anyway." Ha 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 ha. And then,
and it's like, yeah, he's the guy, right? He talks like Steven Seagal movie titles. These like two or three word sentences at times. Hard to kill. A good man.
ping don't hurt.
Exit wounds.
It's like he's like Patrick Swayze in the start of Roadhouse. He's like, "Pain don't
Yes.
hurt." Like,
Pain don't hurt.
yeah. So then the camera kind of does like again, it's not steady cam, it's like handheld shaky cam, but it kind of like walks away from them and kind of does like a big like what would become like the Scorsese wanna, like all the way through like the restaurant bit of where the tables are in the club, and then onto the dance floor.
Scorsese.
Takes ages. It's like not good here. It's not like the start of Goodfellas where it's like brilliant. It's just a bit like, why has he done that in the middle of a scene? Anyway, does this and then eventually like into frame steps. I do like this. Katya steps into frame and it's like, we're following Katya. I got you.
Yeah.
And Katya stands on the dance floor and there are like couples dancing around her, but she's got nobody. And then she sees Sophia fucking Loren dancing with like an ancient man. An ancient man, but like 1800s.
Do you want to get back in time with me? It'll be humans never existed. There'll be no technology. I hope that lady is doing well.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah,
And then like Sophia's dancing with this guy.
He looks
Katya's-
super fucking into it, by the way. He looks super
Yeah,
into it. He's like, I am 3,000 years old. I have lived 3 millennia to put my hands on Sophia Loren's bare shoulders. And
This
it's
is how I
like,
will die.
basically, he probably went home and he gooned himself to death that night.
Yeah, there's Clute mentioned. There's
Clute mentioned.
there's a guy in Clute who's like one of the regular customers for Jane Fonda, and he's like in his late 70s, and he's like and there's a whole scene where like Donald Sutherland's like stood in the shadows like watching her and recording her as she has this meeting with this John to like build up like compromise on her so that you will help her, that she will help him even. And her whole thing is that she's telling a story that didn't happen about how she's just come back from an incredible party from a trip to Canada with a theatre troupe, because she's like her kind of story is that she's this great actress kind of thing. And this old dude is just there like watching her, and she strips, and the whole dude's just watching her like, oh my god, amazing. And he like pours like wine for her and stuff, and then like and then it cuts to like Jane Fonda kicking off at Donald Sutherland because she found out he's been recording her. And he's like, this, and it's like, this old man is like in his 70s. And like his wife died, and like I see him like once a month. He pays me $200. He never lingers a finger on me, and I'm all he's got.
Wow.
Anyway, this old fuck is who's dancing with Sophia Loren is very similar.
Yeah.
Right, so wild.
If he could feel anything below the belt, he'd be fucking sicko mode.
Yeah. So the whole point of the scene is that for Sophia and Katya to make eye contact, which they do for a second, and then classic like chase me. Sophia kind of like looks at her, doesn't really give an expression, but you can see this like something underneath. But then she just turns her attention away again and continues dancing with the old guy, and then the dance ends, and then she walks away.
She continues dancing with the fucking crypt keeper after like eye banging Katya, and it's like, we are picking up what this film is putting down.
Yeah, and before we get to enjoy any more of that, we come back to the table with Mario and Goncharov. Mario's like, "You're ambitious, Goncharov." Goncharov's like, "Yes, ambition is admirable, but Naples is not a ladder you climb." He goes, "It is a throne." And this is like the first Al Pacino like freak out. This is like proper like Vincent Hanna level stuff, but like obviously he's still young. But like Attica, it's like kind of, "You're out of order." He's like Naples is not a ladder you climb, it's a throne, and there's already a king sitting on it. And then Goncharov is like,
He's really over-egging the performance as well in like the nightclub, and you can tell like the extras were told don't react and don't glance at him, but a couple of them do. A couple of extras like straight up fucking look over him, and one of them, it looks like the film's edited at this point, because I think one of those extras looked like straight down the barrel, and they didn't realize until they were doing like kind of like recuts and stuff.
There's at least one more time, I think, later on, where somebody spikes the lens and looks right into it. Yeah, big time. So when that happens, he does that. He spills his drink a little bit, and then Goncharov just like cold as fuck is like King's Fall.
Again, it's just fucking 2-word liners, man. two or 3 words. King's Fall. It's like fucking half the things he says sound like strap lines for film like posters and trailers. Machines break. King's Fall.
Yeah. So he does that, and then he's like, yes, they do. But when kings fall, Goncharov, when kings fall, they take the whole kingdom with them. And then
it, man.
Yeah. And then this is like the Chiquita Banana Woman stops spinning.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going on? Everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, I think the guy stood next to like Mario, like stand up, like shit's about to kick off, and then he does that kind of like, and everyone sits back down again, and he goes, so I ask you politely, Goncharov, wouldn't you perhaps be happier somewhere else? And then Goncharov just goes, no. I like nipples. And then he walks away. It's like, what the fuck is this scene?
It's mint, man. It's like, hashtag our guy. Like, no, I like it here. I've just come all the way here. I'm gonna go win now. Come on, buddy.
And then yeah, exactly. That happens, and then like, the last thing to end the scene is there's like a booth behind like the table that Mario and that are all at, which we don't even notice because it's just like maroon velvet. It's all lit red anyway. You can barely see it. But then like around the side of it, just steps out. Getting up, shuffling out is Harvey Keitel, Andre. So we see him, and then just before, like he looks at Mario looks at him, and then it looks like they're about to say something, and then it cuts, and we're like, oh, what the fuck was that? Yeah. So that's that. Fucked up, man. That's so mental. How far are we through now? We're barely into it.
We're barely into the film. Like the fucking nightclub scenes early in the film, right? And like,
why is he? We've just met him, and this guy's freaked the fuck out straight away. We barely know him. This is like the second time we've seen Mario, and he's done like a full freak out. So weird.
Italians be crazy, am I right?
Yeah. I think we get like a bit of a montage now of like the crime organization being set up from like Goncharov's end. Part of what's happening here is we're getting like voiceover from Harvey Keitel talking about how like, what's he say? Some bullshit about like how they're not eating pasta at the docks anymore, they're eating borscht or something.
Something really stupid like that. Yeah, it's like it's like.
Or they're sipping vodka or something stupid like that. It's like some food
eating
thing.
borscht and drinking vodka and spiced tea or something mad like that. I need to double check it, but it's like
Russian caravan, fucking whatever.
Fucking Russian caravan ass tea drinking.
And then we get the pig farm scene, and it's Goncharov himself is at the pig farm, and then they explain how whenever they have to kill people, they go out into like the countryside, and there's an old pig farm there. It's about like fucking Snatch, actually. I think Snatch nicked this.
I think Snatch nicked this big time.
Yeah, big time. Dennis Farina.
Millennium nicked it as well, the bit with the judge, and he's got the pigs.
Right, yeah. There you go. So it's exactly that. So, right, not to labour on the point then. Basically, they take the bodies to a pig farm, the pigs eat the bodies, and the farmer is this old, big, fat guy called Yevgeny, who's, I think they're meant to be like he's one of the pigs because he's got like little small glasses and little eyes.
And again, it's so weird. It's like it's in Italy, but the farmers are Russian, right?
Yeah.
Like they're not going back to Russia to utilize a Russian pig farm. It's clearly in Italy. The way it's shot, the fucking like montage of like driving past olive groves and shit on the way there. Like it's still Italy, and it's like fucking what? It's like
the dust of the Mezzogiorno. All that stuff. Fucking fucked up. So again, he's like laughing and he says, oh, and this is a bit where it's in Russian language as well. Yeah. So he says in Russian to Goncharov, who's speaking English, that maybe one of these days I'll be feeding you to these pigs as a joke. Yeah. And it's in subtitles. Yeah. And then and then Goncharov doesn't laugh because he doesn't laugh at anything. And he just gets back into his car and is driven away.
He should have given like one of his like fucking 2-line responses, like maybe so.
Yeah. Sort of that, yeah, probably, like maybe so. Pigs eat. So,
everyone dies.
Things that happen now, I'm going to just do it in quick succession. Goncharov and Andrea have a meeting, not a meeting, but they meet up in a market. So it's like a mirror image of when they were kids in the market stealing. Now they're grown-ups in the market, but they're like buying apples and shit. We have another scene. This is our first proper chess match between Goncharov and Mario. So they're like it's like a club, like a gentleman's club. So I guess they're both members of the same fucking club.
Who the fuck is playing all this chess in nightclubs? This shit's bizarrely Andrew Tate coded at this point.
Yeah. So this is like a daytime meet, but it is the nightclub, right? I think.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like the classic, like go to the nightclub during the day when no one's there, and it's like just the bad guys talking to you, that kind of thing. So it's like it's empty, but them two are there, like having like a little Chianti and like playing a game of chess, and they have the exact same fucking conversation again about how, like, wouldn't you be happy somewhere else? No, I like Naples. Don't you like Moscow? No, I like Naples. Like, your wife Katya is really beautiful. Thanks. Like, like
he literally says thanks. Does he? He literally says thanks or thank you, and it's like, I mean, we all have significant others at this point. Yeah. If anyone went to me, Rory, your wife's really beautiful, I would say more than fucking thanks. Yeah.
Like, well, he says thanks, and then he goes, beauty is overrated, and it's like, what the fuck does that mean? Yeah,
exactly. It's like he says thanks, but then he just kind of dunks on her a bit. I mean, Jesus.
It's clear that they're not happy, right? And they have problems. And whilst he's not comfortable I don't know why he opens up about this to Mario. Like, it's just fucked up. It's one of the many homoerotic relationships developing through the film.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's like feeling things out, isn't he? Like, he's feeling things out. He's like, what if I actually didn't find my hot wife attractive? What if then? What if, Is there a Mr.
Cool. So we have that. Katya, right. Okay. So then the final thing that I think ends this bit is Katya finally meets Sophia, but it's a bit. So Katya is going to she's like in a cafe and it's at nighttime.
Yeah.
And it looks really. So she walks into a cafe like normal. There's like normal ordinary people there. She walks like through to the back and goes into like a back room, and it turns out there's like a meeting going on. And I think it's it's the Russian population in Naples are having some kind of political activist meeting that is poorly describes. Yeah. Sophia is like mysterious and noble. It seems a little bit aloof, but she does she's clearly returning whatever she's picking up whatever Katya's putting down, kind of thing. The meeting ends. So, right, we've got Katya. She's been to that meeting. She goes to the cafe. She's met the political activist. She's met Sophia, who's a charismatic and independent woman who's been organising protests against corruption in the city. That's what it says in the synopsis. I didn't catch that.
No, she's investigating all the government and political and financial corruption.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all this national and international corruption she knows is going on. She says Sophia challenges Katya. Men like your husband think power makes them safe. And then Katya studies her for a moment, and she goes, "Power makes men careless." And that is like our hint that an emotional bond has been formed between Katya and Sophia. Yeah,
have to say now, Katya and Sophia walked so those two lesbian revolutionaries in Andor could run.
Yes. Oh, that's such a good pull. Yeah, totally. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, bless them. Some interpretations, this is from the Wikipedia, consider Katya's relationship with Sophia is central to the film. She may be the protagonist when viewed through queer readings. Sophia, a one-legged Jewish refugee. I didn't catch on to her having one leg during the dancing scenes.
No. Not at all. I think that's something that might exist only in the script. Yeah. Not a single thing about her suggests she's one-legged.
A one-legged Jewish refugee hiding from fascists becomes Katya's confidant and lover. Fans highlight, again, when is this film set?
Yeah, what the fuck? Is she hiding from current-day Italian fascists? Because, what? It's like, this was written by... It just seems like it was lost for words. It feels like it was written by someone who had only the vaguest idea of European politics in 1973 or whatever. It's like, she's spin the wheel, one leg, spin the wheel. Jewish woman who is hiding from spin, and it clicks on from communists, libertarians, trade unionists, fascists, hiding from fascists. It's like, perfect. Okay, cool, wild.
It's absolutely insane. So Katja confesses that she envies Sophia's fearlessness and imagines flowers growing through her bones. Bars.
That's an absolute fucking bar, actually. It's like, what's online? It's like, if you die, flowers will grow through your bones. It's like...
Yeah.
It's an absolute fucking bar. It's also disturbingly redolent of the IRL put sunflower seeds in your pockets line from that old lady during the full-scale invasion of Ukraine, which was fucking also bars from that old lady, by the way.
The homoerotic subtext of their relationship has become a major focus of fandom analysis, but not the only one. The act ends with a panned hit, so again, very little setup to this. I love 70s films for this. Stuff just happens. They attempt a hit, I think it's Mario's men attempt a hit on Goncharov when he's at the train station under the fucking train station clock on the platform. And Mario's men, it's our first time we see I Speak Joe, but he's not the focus of the camera.
Yeah.
He's just like one of the guys that's there. Still has the ice pick, but he's also got a gun. And they ambush Goncharov at Naples Centrale station. A chaotic shootout takes place that some people have since referred to as maybe the inspiration for the Untouchables train station shootout. But it's not as good as that. It's just like literally opposite sides of a platform with the train line between them, and they're just going bat 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 bat, and it's not shot very well. And
a lot of like 1970s ass fucking shooting from the hip as well.
Yeah.
Pew, pew. Yeah, like it's like
that noise.
Yeah. It just like squibs popping off and like it's cool, but it's not the Untouchables. There's no random Matlows on leave getting shot in slow motion with a track.
Oh my god! Yeah. What does happen though is the clock on the platform gets shot, and the glass smashes and it lands at Goncharov's feet as he's like a bit shaken up for having survived that assassination attempt. The police comes, like whistles, and everyone flees the scene.
Yeah. And this time it's actual Italian police, and not a random fucking Russian guy running them for whatever reason.
Yeah, mental. The first act of Goncharov is about arrival and ambition. Then the second act is about erosion and instability. Alliances begin to crack, personal loyalties become uncertain, and the characters slowly realise that the game they have entered may not have a winning outcome. This is my notes I made earlier in the week. The act opens several weeks after Goncharov's attempted assassination. In this time, his influences are expanded even more rapidly, and Andre is very much painted as like his sort of 2IC, like right-hand man kind of thing, ever kind of running the joint kind of vibe.
Yeah.
The Russian syndicate has secured smuggling routes through the harbour, and new connections with corrupt officials. We get like a bit where like some local functionaries are getting like glad-handed, that kind of thing. Mario Ambrosini is going skits.
Yeah.
Al Pacino is unhappy. He's knocking over crystal where he's uptabling his chess sets, and he's throwing his fine leather goods.
3 chess sets flying in a row. You see that? He's got like 3 chess sets on different tables, and he's fucking sweeping them off. And it's each one of them has a game on it in like a different like kind of like level of completion. And it's like, what story is this trying to tell us? Is he playing chess by post with several dying millionaires worldwide? Because if so, he's just fuck those games up. Come on, dude, get it together.
What they should have done next is having like run out of his house, like into the park, and to start like swapping all those games that everyone's playing in the park as well.
Or just like beating everyone at it. Runs up with some old guys who's playing it. Like, get out of the way! I'm going to take this. Just like check. Fucking like blitz chess in it, you know, like.
Oh man, it's so good. Yeah, we love Al Pacino having a freak out. Very, very good. I guess that's all the defining character moment for him, is that he has a short fuse. He at the same time now is a meeting with allies and rival gang leaders, and I think they're trying to get like all the other gangs in Naples to kind of band together to get rid of Goncharov, because nobody, as much as they all don't like each other, the one thing they all really, really hate is a Russian guy instead of other Italians, right?
The idea that they can like kind of build alliances with their sworn enemies in order to go after this intruder, Lo Straniero, you know, the foreigner, the outsider kind of thing, and it's like,
yeah. We go back to Gene Hackman as Valery Mikhailov.
The fucking improbable Russian police officer, right? Who's working for the Italian police.
So there is a body. A body has been found at the docks. I don't know why this body is important, because we've seen loads of people get killed already and sent to a pig farm. Nevertheless, someone has carelessly left this body in situ, and Inspector Mikhailov is now doing an investigation on it. And he wants to try and pin the murder on Goncharov, who it's not explained, and again I think this is like a 4-hour cut thing, but Mikhailov knows Goncharov and
Yeah.
hates Goncharov, and I don't know. There's like a few lines like a bit throwaway, where it implies that maybe like it's like an old family feud, or it's like stuff that happened in the old country or something.
If you were to be super generous, you could like perhaps kind of headcanon it as maybe one of them is from like an aristocratic background, like pre like the revolution and stuff. And
Yeah.
maybe there's like old kind of like maybe like Mikhailov's kind of like he's got like a kind of like heritage that's of like the White Russian kind of side, you know, like
Yeah.
from bourgeois.
His
But
family lost everything in the revolution.
lost everything, you know, and like but then again, that's just headcanoning. And a lot of this film doesn't make fucking sense, man.
He's investigating the harbour murder. We literally get the whole thing where like they turn the body over on the harbour.
Like the crime scene photographer's right in his face with his little camera, like, gee, what a story! It's metal. He's like, right in the guy's fucking face. It's like,
And there's the press
you're
there
a
as well.
forensic photographer, capture the scene.
There's a little fucking Jimmy Olsen like press guy hanging around as well.
Yeah.
Who's like, he's obviously, he's like speaking and like he's dubbed over, it's ADR, but because he's meant to obviously like an Italian local, but
Yeah.
he's like, he's like, what a scoop, what's going on, kind of thing. He's like,
the fact that he literally says "what a scoop" as well. The fact it's literally "what a scoop" is mental to me.
yeah, and then we get another brilliant bit of Mikhailov punching a guy in the face. No due process where Mikhailov comes from. He is the law. Smacks that guy plumb in the face. Like, what the fuck?
Italy, Russia, we are not so alike, you and I. Imagine that's in a monologue. It's like we both have very aggressive police forces.
Yeah, that happens. And then we cut back to like the police station. He like storms into his own office, and he's got like one of those nutty rooms. He's got like a big map on the wall, and it's like
Yeah.
loads of like yarn and like people's pictures up against it and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's clear that he's like trying to like wipe out corruption in Naples, and he's never
Yeah.
going to get anywhere near it. But he's obviously like a hopeless guy on a hopeless mission. Time's against him. Tick.
The clock's ticking, man.
Clock's ticking for Goncharov and Mikhailov.
And there's a clock
Yeah.
randomly in the corner of the room on a table, like just quite relatively low to the ground, not in like a kind of dominant position. There's just a fucking clock just in shot, and it's like,
Is there?
yeah. You can barely see it. Like it's like an alarm clock. It's one of those like radio alarms, and it's like, what? We get it. The clock is ticking. Fucking shout off. It's ticking.
Yeah.
It's ticking, man. You know.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, so he's basically saying like the Russian syndicate arriving is going to lead to a violent confrontation with Mario's organization, and he wants to try and prevent the city from becoming a battlefield. That's his whole
Yeah.
big thing. But Mikhailov also understands that something the other characters don't, like crime in Naples, is not simply about power. It's all about relationships, loyalties, fragile balances that can collapse very quickly, all that kind of stuff. And hence he's like fucking yarn thing of everyone's connected, and if you take this one piece out, all the other
Pepe
pieces will
Sylvia.
fall. Yeah, Pepe Sylvia,
It's
yeah, big
fucking
Pepe Sylvia.
When I watched it with them on the first time, suddenly Pepe Sylvia, which is a reference
It's at
to
the same fucking angle as well.
yeah.
It's like the
yeah,
same
yeah,
angle.
it is. I mean, I wonder if like, that scene from Always Sunny in Philadelphia was
There's a
maybe kind of.
Got an oblique
I mean-
reference to Goncharov.
There's only so many ways you can like shoot that particular scene. Like, only so many angles you can shoot it at.
Yeah.
But still, the blocking and the whole thing of it, I need to go back and review that episode, like, because
Yeah, that's wild.
we're making a lot of connections, yeah, much like a fucking Pepe Sylvia board.
Yeah,
Going too deep, maybe.
perhaps.
I mean, yeah.
So the next thing we've got is to dub the cigarette in the rain scene. So it's pissing down in Naples. Goncharov is stood under a streetlight watching a shipment come in.
Yeah.
Andrea's with him, and Andrea asks Goncharov if he has a light for his cigarette. So they both put their cigarettes together, and Goncharov tries to light with a single flame both of them at the same time. Both of them light up. They have a single puff, and then the rain puts out both cigarettes, and they look at each other longingly in their eyes, but they don't say anything. And it's like, their spark has been thwarted by the world they inhabit. it's a bit on the
I
nose.
know writers who use subtext and they're all cowards.
And they're all cowards. Yeah. They might as well swap cigarettes for a second.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But while we're here, we're on to the actual tango. Well, there's another casino scene, right, where we get a lay of the land. Everyone's in the casino again. There's like the fucking mayor, I think, and like a trade union leader or something kind of
Oh,
person.
yeah, that guy, the really fucking greasy dude.
Yes. Yeah,
The guy looks like, like that, like the sweaty Papa John video where he's like, I've had like, what's it, fucking like 35 pizzas in the last 31 days, and they're trying to push me out of my company. He's that level of like moist and tense.
Yeah.
It's so weird. You guys caught that, right? How fucking just sweaty this dude is. All I can think of, he was like directly under one of like the lights, maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna find him on the on IMDb. His Hector Limones.
Fucking hell.
And the rest of his credits are Italian. I guess he was like an Italian like film or TV guy. Yeah,
he's probably
big guy.
like a version of like he's one of their that guys, right? There's probably loads of people in Italy. I don't know if you have any Italian listeners among like the 22 other countries that listen to this show. Thank you very much, guys. By the way, we keep adding more and more overseas listeners to our show every week or so, which is really cool. So if you recognise this guy, shout up. If you know his contact details, keep them yourself. We don't want him on the show. He's not that important.
Indeed. So we get a bit of that, and it's like, this reminds me a bit of Taffin. It's like low-level functionaries in the area talking about like a particular fucking bit of land deal or something like that. It's just like, okay, whatever, this is boring. But I get it. Like, there's property development in Naples, and the Russians own the territory, and blah, 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 blah.
You will not do the rezoning of our territory.
And then, right, and this is where it gets confusing, because then we cut to the dance floor again that we saw earlier on. Obviously, it's the same location and everything. And I swear to God, it looks like it's exactly the same scene. But like, Sophia is dancing with that same old dude, but instead of like it cutting when she like looks away from Katya, it's like the dance finishes and then she walks up to Katya. Yeah. And then they have like what is called like the famous tango scene. So the jazz band is given away to a small tango ensemble, bandoneon, violin, upright bass. This is from the screenplay. Smoke curls towards the ceiling, glasses clink, laughter erupts at scattered tables. The banana headdress dancer, which is in the fucking screenplay, has moved off stage. That's what they call it as well, banana headdress dancer. Like other dancers are available. Not the Chiquita banana that sits on a nearby table like an absurd crown. Politicians and gangsters crowd the room.
Yeah.
At the bar, so yeah, they move over to the bar, I guess. Katya stands alone with a glass of wine she hasn't touched. Her eyes drift back towards the dance floor. I think that's changed. That's different in the movie. And then Sophia, still dancing with the elderly Lester. Here, this is where it picks up in the movie. Man moves stiffly. Sophia moves like water, gliding magnificently. Katya watches. Something about Sophia's movement seems to quiet the noise of the room. Blah, 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 blah. Dance ends. Guy shuffles off. Music shifts. Opening bars of another tango. Sophia walks towards Katya, stops just in front of her. Neither woman speaks. Sophia tilts her head slightly. You dance? Katya, not often. Fuck me, it must be like a fucking Goncharov family trait.
It's these fucking 2-word sentences, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
It's like, you see, this is why Goncharov and Katya Goncharova don't have much of a relationship. They're only speaking 2-word fucking sentences.
Yeah.
How can you build a marriage when all you do is like say, fridge empty. No shop today.
Boing boing. Head hurts. So Sophia puts her hand out. Tonight seems like a good exception. And then she puts her hand in hers. They step into like the light on the dance floor. Yeah. We get like it's the same bit of tango music that I think was used in The Scent of a Woman when he's like Al Pacino again. So I don't know if it's like another like cinema reference to Goncharov, where like that same music from The Scent of a Woman, where he's like blind and dancing the tango. It's a piece of music from 1935.
Do you know another film that's in that I still want us to do at some point? Maybe for an episode when we're all in the kitchen drinking beer talking about it. True Lies.
Oh yeah.
That's in True Lies, baby. It's in the tango scene at the start.
Oh, we should do that because you talked about doing that last year. We should do that.
I did, yeah.
Right. At first, their movements are cautious. This is the stage direction. At first, their movements are cautious, testing each other's rhythm. What does that mean? They begin to move more fluidly. The tango becomes intimate. Katya follows Sophia's lead, but quickly matches her step for step. The camera circles them slowly, not like in Carried, where it's like spinning and terrifying.
Yeah.
Around them, the club continues its chaotic life. Mario's men whispering over the cards. A politician drunkenly arguing with a bartender. Your husband watches everything. Katya glances towards the balcony. Goncharov stands there speaking quietly with a group of men. His eyes scan the room constantly. Katya, he trusts nothing. Sophia, that must be exhausting. Katya almost smiles. They turn again. The dance grows more intense. Sophia, what about you? Katya, what about me? Sophia, do you trust anything? Katya considers. I trust gravity. It's the only thing that hasn't let me down yet.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell. I can't decide if it's a bar, if it's funny, if it's accidentally funny. What the hell? I'm putting it on the floor. Did you guys think that was put in there as a joke?
It must have been. Like, how would she keep a straight face during that? Like, that's ridiculous. And obviously, like, you know, they have the whole thing in Taxi Driver where they go to, like, watch a movie and it's a fucking porn movie. Like, she must know, like, there's jokes in this movie.
I just remember the fucking porn movie date from...
Sophia, that's a lonely way to live. Katya, you seem less lonely. Sophia, appearances are persuasive liars.
That's
and then
a bar
Sophia,
as well. That's an absolute fucking bar.
Appearances are persuasive liars. Sophia, what brought you to Naples? Katya, a train.
It's like, everyone in this film is gay and autistic. It is the most 2026 film we've done.
It really is. And then Sophia, what will keep you here? Katya does not answer. I really hope she would say something like...
Train.
Another train.
And that'll keep me here.
Scott Rail. The dance ends abruptly as the music stops. A pause scatters throughout the club. Obviously, some people are whispering because it's like, it's two women.
The lesbianas in my nightclub!
Indeed. And then across the room, Goncharov watches from the balcony, his expression unreadable, because he's unreadable the whole movie. And then behind him, Andrei leans casually against the railing. She dances well. Goncharov says nothing. Andrei, so does the city.
So does the city.
Goncharov, yet again with his fucking favourite saying, cities fall, empires crumble, clocks stop ticking. Andrei, eventually.
It's like Andres inner monologue is like, Goncharov, I am hard gay for you.
Everyone's so... Like, everyone's an edgelord. Everyone in this whole movie is an edgelord. Like, no one can talk normal. Just talk normal.
It's metal. It's a cities fall.
Empires crumble. Go back to the club.
Come give me a hug. If you're ready to get rubs.
My job sucks. Oh, God.
Cities fall! My back is killing me! I'm very pissy! Cities fall! Man die!
I saw it! Witness! Oh,
Jesus
man.
fucking Christ.
Sophia, there are quieter places. She writes an address on a napkin, hands it to Katya. If you ever want to see the city without all the noise, find me in Libri e Fumetti on Via Alessio Macozzi between PM and 3 PM. I sell homemade copies of Italian Spider-Man comics.
I fucking love that she gives him like a fucking time slot as well.
Yeah.
This was actually me being a bit of a fucking card watching the film and nearly got a fucking slap in the back of the head, but I was like, Emma, I bet she's just written like my pussy on the napkin.
Yeah. That's literally it. So she's like, yeah, she says that, and then like she walks out. Katya watches her go, and I feel like this was meant to happen like the first time they met, because they've already met up.
Yeah.
And she's obviously gone to this place and they've met each other already and they've had the political meeting and stuff. So they've kind of sorted it later in the film because it probably made more sense to be more intimate later. But it's also like still framed as like a first meeting. It's really fucked up. Anyway, stupid film. Anyway, I love it. Stupid film. Then we get a really weird scene, and it's only short. And it's a bit like experimental cinema, I guess. We get a scene. It cuts to them like there's no establishing shot or anything. It's literally Katya and Sophia sitting at a table outside, like al fresco kind of thing, outside a cafe, sipping like a drink. And then Andrei's there, but Andrei's playing the violin.
It's so weird.
And it goes on for like a minute, and I don't. Like, what did you think when you saw that? Like, what the fuck?
I actually said out loud, "This is the world's worst polycule."
Yeah, could you imagine?
It's like we have successfully collectivized the relationship. It's so weird. Like, is it fucking symbolic that he's doing the? It's like symbolic. Is he really there? Is him playing the violin just a symbol of how we're doing this under like everyone's nose kind of thing? It was so weird.
Yeah,
His
it reminded
doesn't
me.
make sense, right?
It reminded me of that bit in The Simpsons where like Homer's watching Twin Peaks. But it's like a white horse dancing with somebody under a tree next to a street lamp, and he's like, "Brilliant! I have no idea what's going on."
I honestly think maybe the correct outcome is they probably had an extra setup to play the violin who couldn't make it that day.
Yeah,
and he's just like, Put me in, coach. Ready
Put me
to
in,
pay.
coach. It's me, Harvey Keitel, one of the lead actors in the film. I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it and just tell people not question it. And then fucking 40 odd years down the line, fucking hell, 50 years down, gee, I'm old. 50 years down the line, a bunch of like film nerds will go, do you think he's really there in the scene? Or is he just a symbol? And meanwhile, Harvey Keitel is just like, I'm just trying to not do the usual Harvey Keitel thing of getting my dick out for my role. You know,
That's what I
it's
was going to
like,
say. I was going to talk about the piano.
yeah,
Gets
just
his
like
lad
running
out.
around with his hog hanging out. It's fucking amazing, man.
So, there's two scenes in quick succession. So, there's one where we see Ice Pick Joe being an enforcer. So, we introduce to his ice pick, basically. And then the next scene, I think, is really weird. So, it's Ice Pick Joe's famous monologue. It's not really a monologue, it's a two-hander, but they call it a monologue because he does the most of the talking, because he's the only person in this film that can string a sentence together.
He's the only one of the actors who didn't have fucking carbon monoxide exposure during the filming, basically.
Katya is alone in her, like, I guess they live in like a large apartment or a townhouse or something. Obviously, Goncharov works all the time. He's never home. That's part of the reason why they have such a terrible marriage. So she's there on her own. Sophia is implied as to have just left because there's like an ashtray on a table and there's like a cigarette still burning. That's obviously not Katya's, because Katya's smoking as well. Everyone in this film smokes all the time.
It's great. You can almost smell this film.
Yeah, honking.
Do you know what kind of pisses me off? But like the whole like nature of Goncharov and Goncharova's marriage, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you're a crime boss, you can make your own hours, right? You've got shit on the go, but you haven't got like a manager you've got like constantly like, checking in to appease with, do you? It's not like you've got like a fucking road to stick to. You literally, there is no one above you. You know, you can bitch things off to your minions and stuff. Go do this. Go kill Jimmy the Hat. I'm just gonna chill here with my wife. Otherwise, I am gonna get cooked big time by Sophia Loren.
Makes you wonder, like, why you get into it. I mean, I'm not a crime boss. Why do you get into it if you're not gonna like have some fun? You know, have a nice. He's working anti-social hours here. You should be like, if I was a crime boss, I'd be finished by like 3:30 every day.
Yeah,
I'd be finished by
I'd be finished by 3:30. My wet works guys would do the night shift. I would just fucking chill, watch the money coming in, show the flag at meetings. You know, speak to my underlings and stuff. Have a good time. Have sex with Cybill Shepherd a lot. You know? You
know what I'd do? I would be like Vito Corleone at the end of The Godfather, where I'd be just sitting in Sicily with my house and my orange groves in front of me, whatever, and I'd be eating orange, and I'd do the thing where I put the peel in my mouth to amuse my child nephew, and then I would die of a heart attack. Yeah. That's what I'd do.
Yeah, I mean...
Anyway, sorry, go on.
The best end a crime boss can hope for is to die of a heart attack while entertaining your nephew, right? I mean, it's like you're not getting like whacked in some alleyway, you know, because it's like at that point you're doing crime boss, you can chill. You don't need to be hands-on. Pay attention to your woman, dude. City's falling, so do marriages.
So do marriages, man.
Bam.
Yeah, bars. Goncharov. Gonchar fucking loner. Ice Pick Joe infiltrates the apartment. Katya's not afraid of it, and I think that implies, and it's probably a 4-hour cut thing, that Katya and Ice Pick Joe already know each other.
Yeah.
And maybe he's like a guy for hire, and maybe she's worked for both. But I think they have a bit of a bond because she's a bit of a bird with a broken wing, a bit of a lost soul, and he is very much the same because he's like John Cazale. Joe has been sent by Mario to deliver a warning to Goncharov. Goncharov's not in. He's never fucking in. All right. So instead, he finds Katya alone in the drawing room of their apartment. He places his ice pick down on the table. Have you seen like the commentary online about how the ice pick is a reference to like how Trotsky was assassinated?
I didn't see a discourse about it, but halfway through my second watch, I thought, well, actually, the ice pick, Trotsky, etc. There you go. Yeah. This whole film gives itself eagerly to over-analysis, but I mean, come on, there's got to be a reason why it's an ice pick. I mean, he could have been Hatchet Joe, he could have been stocking full of sand Joe, he could have been 2 golf balls and a sock Joe, but he's ice pick Joe for a reason, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, because that was indeed the fall of a authoritative, powerful Russian who fled Russia, right?
Indeed. So back to the movie. So Kat, completely unfazed by Ice Pick Joe's appearance, says, "You're early." Joe sits down, puts the ice pick down. She finally looks up, studies him, and goes, "I wondered when Mario would send you." Joe doesn't say anything. And Joe goes, out of nowhere, and this is brilliant, Joe just goes, you remember the hospital? And it's like, what? It's like, I don't, as a viewer of the movie, don't remember the hospital. What the fuck are you talking about? I remember the man who would not stop screaming. And Joe nods a little bit. They said I was sick, said my head was wrong. Joe picks up the ice pick again and taps it against the desk. Tick, tick. They had tools for that. Katja glances at the ice pick. And did it work? Joe smiles faintly. I left before they could try.
I love how she just assumes he's being lobotomized, like many of the characters and actors in this film clearly were.
You told me something once. You said a man isn't what was done to him. Do you remember saying that? And she's like, I said a lot of things. Most people lie when they say it. Joe picks up the ice pick, turns it slowly in his fingers. You believed it. Katja leans forward. If I believed it, why are you here working for Mario? Joe shrugs. Because believing something and living it, he taps the ice pick against the desk again, are two different things. Katja, did Mario send you to kill Goncharov? Joe shakes his head. Not tonight. He puts the pick down. But the clock is moving. Katja, for whom? Joe moves towards the door. He stops without turning around. Everyone. Joe exits. A ticking clock fills the room. Cut to black. Chills. yeah.
Everyone.
So we've just met Ice Pick Joe for the first time. Turns out he was in an asylum.
Yeah.
Katja was in the asylum.
Yeah, that's it.
Doesn't make any sense.
The 4-hour cut, you know what? I bet the 4-hour cut also fails to shed light on any of this. Like the 4-hour cuts is just like an extra two hours of Katja and Sophia just dancing, and it doesn't answer any fucking questions at all.
Because John Cazale does an American accent, I've got no idea if I Speak Joe is Russian or if he's a Neapolitan, and at what point they met anybody.
It's a very cosmopolitan city, is Napoli, right? I mean, it's got like a Russian chief of police cutting around in his fucking Moscow militia uniform. It's got an American mental patient as like the chief of wet works for hire guy.
Yeah.
There's a big fat Russian running a pig farm just outside town.
The next scene is this is where I start to feel Martin Scorsese's hand as because big Catholic energy. The next thing we get is the chime of a cathedral bell, and then Goncharov himself begins to experience doubts about the world he's created, and then he goes into the cathedral late at night and sits alone in a church confessional booth. He begins speaking quietly to an unseen priest on the other side of the screen. And I don't know why there's a confession scene in the movie, but there is. So the first is like, routine crime confession of a criminal. He's like, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 3 weeks since my last confession. Oh, go on, my son. And he's like, Father, I have committed violent deeds against my fellow man. As it continues, it gets a bit darker, and Goncharov isn't like seeking forgiveness. He's kind of like having his long dark tea time with the soul. He asks the priest like whether the life he has built has any meaning at all, and the priest, he offers no easy answers.
And also, I don't want to fucking assume things. Goncharov would be Russian Orthodox, right? He wouldn't be a Catholic.
I think so.
Yeah. So he's going to a Catholic church.
But Martin Scorsese,
to check in, Martin Scorsese is like, actually.
Yeah. And then he just leaves, and that was the confession scene for some reason. And if that didn't make any sense, guess what happens next? Mario and Goncharov play chess again. Because, fucking why not, right? God, it's only been fucking 15 minutes since I last saw someone play chess. Oh my God. So, back in the back room of the casino club, I'm sure it was on the fucking same day of shooting. I think they maybe swapped out fucking Goncharov's cravat for a different cravat or something.
Probably. Lynda Carter walks in the background and has to walk off again. Can you imagine? Imagine if you did. They were like, oops. But she walks on in a fucking Wonder Woman costume by accident.
So good. This time, the kind of through gritted teeth diplomacy of the first one has kind of shifted. The next move will not be on the chessboard. It will be on the streets. And then we get an emotional scene now between... This is really unearned, right? So we get this is the big scene between Katja and Goncharov on the bridge, right? This is so fucking stupid. So we learn a bit about their background, but it's so unearned. Right. Just going to read it. Katja confronts Goncharov on a bridge overlooking the harbour, and the clock tower is visible in the distance as always. She pulls a gun. Catcher pulls a gun.
With a proper flourish as well.
From-
It's like,
Yeah, pulls a gun. It's like, I'm going to shoot that damn car full of holes. I'm gonna.
Neil Breen is
She
fucking
pulls a gun.
imprinted on us, man.
Yeah. She pulls a gun and she points it directly at Goncharov. He's like, no. Jesus Christ. She lowers the weapon slightly because they like kind of stare each other's eyes for a bit. De Niro does that amazing thing he does where he has that kind of like smug, self-satisfied, kind of weird smile that he does when he's kind of angry. Like,
Yes.
does that face? So he's doing that face. She's kind of like there with a gun.
Yeah.
And then eventually she kind of loses her nerve a little bit and lowers the gun a little bit. And then like Goncharov is like, what is this? What is this? Don't you love me? And she's like, of course we're in love. That's why I tried to shoot you.
It's like,
And fucking scene.
yeah, just
Like, what was
Cut.
that?
incredible.
Cut.
Scene.
Brilliant.
Incredible stuff, man.
Yeah. If I was to be charitable about this scene, I would say that this is the emotional core of the film. Unfortunately, this is so clumsy. This film is like, at some points, really, really brilliant, and some points really, really fucking all over the place. A bit like my opinion of the film Mean Streets, which I know people really, really love, but I think that film is a fucking mess sometimes. And I know, like, I haven't... whereas your fucking several fucking Oscar-winning films, obviously I haven't got any.
Yeah, well,
So,
we're
you know,
probably
like,
going to work on it at some point, though, right?
Stow my dits. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Jesus Christ, you know. But yeah, Goncharov is definitely like where he's learning his craft still, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he hasn't quite compiled all his LFE from Mean Streets yet. I'm going to just list out a number of the scenes. So first of all, the tit for tat kind of like occasional, you know, put one in the hospital, you put one in the morgue kind of stuff is given away to like a full attack. Mario does a big ambush on one of Goncharov's warehouses, smashes up a load of like crates and stuff, sets fire to some crates, kills a bunch of guys. Smoke rises over the city. Goncharov gets informed of it by a phone call. He slams down the receiver. He's really pissed off.
He says more than 4 words.
The net says, "Well, yeah. I want him dead. I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want to burn down his house and piss on his ashes."
I want to take my gay wife off my hands.
Jesus Christ. Same thing. So you get that. So Mario's ambush on the harbour. All those functionaries that they're getting bribed, stop getting bribes, and like police start like arresting like members of Goncharov's gang without any fucking evidence or anything because they can because they're the fucking police. And everyone's like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And they're just like fucking bundling people in the backs of vans. Yeah. And Goncharov is like, "Oh shit, I've failed to do that thing that you're meant to do when you set up a crime network, which is to like secure the establishment so that you become like a thing that you have to live with rather than like something they're trying to actively destroy."
Yeah. I think that like the bullshit I've seen that like 3 or 4 of the extras in that scene were like players from the Italian national football team. I think that's bullshit. You hear that shit, right?
Whoa! I mean, I don't know enough about like 1970s fucking football.
Yeah, you told me that, but I had a deep dive, and there's some people who will fucking fight in the streets to say that like 3 or 4 of those guys were actually members of the fucking Italian national team who did like fucking uncredited cameos.
So we get like another montage now, but it's like the net is closing on Goncharov. So like not Andre, obviously, but like his other lieutenants start getting like assassinated like one by one. So we get that guy who gets like he's in his bathtub.
Yeah.
He just gets like killed in his bathtub.
It's so wild. It's so wild because like obviously they can't have like kind of squibs going off on his bare skin. So it kind of like cuts away for a moment to that shot of just the mirror with like no one behind it or in it, and then it's like and he's lying like just all full of holes and.
Oh, full of holes.
Full of holes. Jesus.
It's a real shame. There's the guy who's riding the pony.
Yeah, the pony seems fucking mental. Dude, like what the hell, man? And that guy just gets him with like a hunting rifle from like at least a mile away, right? I'm just, what the hell? It's like absolute cinema. And he falls off his little fucking pony, and the pony just stands there. My
favourite one is the guy in the boat. So there's the sorry, the horse just stands there. It reminds me of the car bombing bit in Michael Clayton, where he's just there looking at the 3 horses, and the car bomb goes off in the background. And the horses all run away.
Totally.
But the boat, right? So there's the guy who's on the lake. is it the lake or is it like the harbour inlet? It might be like at sea actually, but he's in a little rowboat anyway.
Yeah.
And he's fishing, but he's fishing with like dynamite.
Yes.
But he's like there with like one of his, I guess he's like mates, or he's got like a bodyguard or something.
Yeah.
But then the bodyguard just like punches him in the face, lights a bunch of the dynamite, and then like jumps off the boat and starts swimming away. And it's like, dude, you're gonna get like fucked by that as well.
You're in the boat. You push him off. You throw him in the fucking water, and then you drive away in the boat while the dynamite does its work. It's like going back to like fight choreography and stuff. The scene in like the montage when that Russian guy just runs up to those two dudes who got off a Vespa, brays them, and then just like runs away super fast. It's like he could have done a big nut strut away from the camera and look cool. It's like whoever's writing these fight scenes doesn't know how to finish them sometimes.
Yeah, this is that like classic thing of when the explosion happens with the dynamite as well. Like they've clearly like filmed that separately and cut it in, so it's like the boat's like for like a split second. It's obviously there's no boat there.
Yeah.
So like it's like the boat, there's a guy in the boat, and the next thing you see is just the water pluming up, but there's no boat there or anything, and there's no wreckage. It's just like a water explosion. And then it cuts back, and there's like wreckage and a guy like floating head like face down in the water kind of thing, which is probably filmed in a pool somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's wild. God, is there another one? Oh, there's the guy playing darts. There's a guy like in what must be like the Nepalese version, like not Nepalese, Neapolitan version of like a fucking English pub.
Yeah.
Like
and that in itself is fucking weird. Like weird, like the music's like dead jazzy and dead like cool and upbeat, and then this guy just goes in. You get like the cut to like he's got like brass knuckles on each hand. And it's that weird, like, close-up. And, like, he flexes his knuckles. And then it cuts to the guy, like, dead, but inexplicably, like, really bloody and stuff. But it's like, we don't even get to see him get punched, man. But there's, like, all the darts lying around his feet. You only get
so
3,
weird.
Right? To throw. And it's like 17, I counted them.
That's so funny. Like, I wonder, you know how like when people see The Room in the cinema and because there's all those photo frames with pictures of spoons and then people like throw plastic spoons at the screen, darts at the screen. Yeah, that's so nuts, man. Yeah, so those assassinations take place. It's a bit like a weird, janky version of the end of like The Godfather, right? Goncharov has received news of all his lieutenants being killed.
Yeah.
And then he gets a phone call from Mario Ambrosini himself.
Yeah.
And he says, you might want to go down to the docks, to your boathouse, because I've got your friend Andre. And he's like, what the fuck? And it's like really foggy, and it's really like gloriously shot. And there's the whole thing where he's like driving there, and he's like skidding around the road, and he's like speeding past the police and stuff.
It's actually a good
like,
fucking
upset.
driving scene as well. It's actually really well put together. Seeing this, and it's good because it gives the scene the depth that it needs. Because let's be honest, he is totally in love with him, and he's like going like find the man that he wants to dick down. You know.
Yeah, so he gets there, and as he arrives, like a whole bunch of Ambrosini's men are like raiding one of his like warehouses, and there's like a big gunfight going on. And his guys are like putting in a fight. It's like overrun with like Ambrosini's guys, and notably and very sadly in the fight, Ice Pick Joe gets shot in the face.
Yeah.
And you have a whole thing where he drops his ice pick, which he's been inexplicably carrying around the whole movie. So a lot of people get really upset about that. The death of Ice Pick Joe. Yeah, I know, right? Really sad. So, fucking pour one out for Ice Pick Joe. He's gone. And in the chaos of it all, we see like Andre like yell out to Goncharov. And he's like Goncharov, and he's like, and then they kind of run off out the back of like one of the warehouses across like through a little alleyway and into like where the boathouse is on a jetty. They bust into the boathouse, and then Andre says like, I'm sorry, Goncharov, and then shuts the door of the boathouse, locking him inside. And you think, oh, fuck me, I can't believe it, he's actually finally betrayed him. But then, like a bunch of Ambrosini's guys all line up outside the boathouse with their guns and stuff. And then Ambrosini's there, and he says, no, Andre, it's me who is sorry. And then he points his own gun at Andre, and he says like, join your friend, and then he makes him go into the boathouse as well. Yeah. So Andre's just betrayed Goncharov. This has been a fucking awkward moment.
It's like, about that, like it's like
about what happened just a second ago.
Some things fucking needs must. Things happen. Stuff goes down. It's anything can happen day. Anything could happen.
Absolutely wild. So, so we get into the harbour boathouse. What was that?
Go up. I was just saying that wasn't me 5 minutes ago. It's just pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
That was some other guy.
That was
You're just confused because. Goncharov, you're just confused because you're so horny for me. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm Andre. All men love me.
So funny. So they get inside, and there's like now a lot of sexual tension inside the boathouse. Already is Katya, who's been like tied up, and Sophia, who has also been tied up. I don't know what the fuck she's doing there. Really unclear. Like what else is going on as well as I should have mentioned it earlier in the warehouse fight. The police are there also shooting as well, and like also a bunch of gangs. So like it's just absolute pandemonium. It's like a fucking it's like fucking the end of Bugsy Malone, the fucking pie shooting guns. It's just like absolute fucking chaos.
There's just like
really hard to pass.
They just threw a lot of extras at the situation, really, didn't they? Like I said, this scene needs at least 20 more extras with various like Beretta submachine guns just to make things even noisier.
Bugsy Malone came out after this as well.
Yes.
I'm just thinking, because it was the same year as Taxi Driver, 1976.
Is there another maybe bit of influence? Probably not.
Probably, yeah.
I love how you said probably not, so probably not there. But I mean, hey,
I'm thinking, like, all I'm saying is Jodie Foster as Tallulah maybe have taken a few things from Katya.
Holy shit, man.
In the boathouse continues. The interior is cramped. Fishing nets, crates, fuel drums, a motorboat bobbing in the water beneath a hatch in the deck.
I love these kind of boathouses.
Goncharov, Andre, and Katya are in there. There's rain starts hitting the roof, and Katya's listening. Katya's like, "I'm sorry, Goncharov, they found me." I
like how Katya calls him by his surname, by the way.
I know, right?
Mrs. Katya Goncharova calls Goncharov his fucking surname.
All the way through the movie as well. Like, nobody calls him by his first name. Andrew's like, yes, now they have found us. And then, as that happens, a bunch of, like, gunfire rips through the wooden walls. The lamps swing around. Everyone, like, jumps on the floor. People are, like, trying to untie, like, Katya and Sophia. There's, like, there's, like, another guy in there, like, another random dude who I think his entire point for being in the scene is just so he can get shot here.
Yeah.
Really funny. There's like some cans and barrels and stuff in there as well. Right. As that happens, the last remnants of Goncharov's loyal gang arrive. They're on another boat, and the boat's coming into the boathouse to pick him up. The boat that's in there for some reason isn't getting used. Don't quite understand why it's there. Really, it's fucking mental stuff. Like, why couldn't they just move that? Anyway, that happens. Andrew's going, look, the back exit. And Goncharov is like, I go nowhere with you, and punches him in the face and flattens him out. And he's like, Katya, come with me. And Sophia, Katya's like, no, I can't. Take the boat. And Goncharov's like, no. It's like, Katya, you came here to rule a city. And she like gestures and goes, cities require survivors.
Cities require survivors.
And then Andrew, who's like on the floor, sparked out, is like, she's right. And then Sophia is like, what are you saying, Katya? And she's like getting into the boat. She's like, straight away, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then Katya's like, she starts kicking over like these leaking fuel cans that have been shot up. Like, these cans. He hates these cans. Stay away from the cans. So the liquid's like, obviously like fuel's like pouring out all over the floor inside this little wooden boat hut. And what she's going to do is she's going to like create a diversion, I guess. So like everyone else piles into the boat and she's like, Goncharov, I never told you about my father. And it's like, what the fuck is she talking about? Doesn't fucking matter because we're not going to find out. And she goes and she kisses him on the face and goes, go. But there's no tenderness in the kiss, only a bleak finality. Goncharov decides to pull Andre free from the boathouse and puts his unconscious body, or vaguely conscious body, into the boat, and the boat sort of backs away. The door opens to the boathouse. Katya kicks it open, holding a lighter in her hand, and she goes, what does she say? She goes, I want to speak with Mario Ambrosini. A murmur for the gunman. A henchman, who probably should have been Ice Pick Joe, but Ice Pick Joe's dead, goes, Mario isn't here. And it's like, well, there's no rapport between these people, so it's just a random guy. It's a bit like the end of the room where that random guy is like, wait, it's like what's this going to do to the friend group? And it's like, dude, you just arrived.
Yeah. I feel like I'm sitting on an atomic bomb.
Behind her, she's already set fire to it. It was all a fake out holding up the lights because flames just lick up behind her.
Which is actually kind of cool, I think.
It's very cool. And she goes, "Tell Mario something for me. Tell him Goncharov never wanted Naples. He just wanted to win." And then this guy's like, "You should step away from that building.
Please, madam.
Please, madam. This is a Wendy's." And she's like, "I've spent my entire life stepping away. Not tonight." And then she throws the lighter into the building that's already burning. And for some reason, that causes it to explode in like a massive conflagration. And we get like a split second of like what must have been like a Cybill Shepherd shaped mannequin explodes. A bit like when you put in like one of the cheats incorrectly in Tomb Raider 2. And like just limbs go everywhere. And we see it for a split second. Really bad. And that is Katya. Dead. Real bad. But it continues. Andre's boat, we see speeding away. Andre, Goncharov, everybody in the boat. Goncharov looks back, the harbour burning behind them, reflections rippling across the water. He says nothing, only looking at the unconscious body of Andre. Fun to note at this point, Sophia's driving the boat, which is fun.
This polycule's out of control, man.
Yeah, and then we cut back to the henchman who, again, should have been Ice Pick Joe, but is not Ice Pick Joe. And he just looks at the wreckage and the chaos around him and goes, "Well, that's inconvenient."
It's what a fucking line.
It's like, what the fuck is this for?
Like, where did they get this guy from? He's not from the Italian national football team, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely nuts. So all that's left now is, this is right near the end of the film. So as you say, Polycule is in disarray.
The Polycule is in disarray!
Mr. President, the second bomb has hit the Polycule.
You know.
Right, we do get a little denouement, of Gene Hackman. So Gene Hackman arrives. Gene Hackman's police car pulls up to the harbour, which is completely on fire, along with like the fire service and stuff. He gets out of his car, sees like the strewed bodies, the bricks, everything going, the smoke, just pulls off his Ushanka, throws it on the ground and stamps on it. And that's the last time we see him.
It's crazy. It's crazy. What even part of the force organisation chart of the local police does he take up? Because he's got such chief of police energy in some scenes. He's got such like detective energy in some others, and in some it's just like he seems like an average patrolman, you know, except he's in his fucking Moscow militia uniform or whatever it's meant to be.
So the final scene after that, so we are left unclear as to the fate of Andre. Is he, we don't see him again. But the final thing we get is, under the clock tower, there is a little chess table set up. And Mario, and I don't know if this is like fucking like the Seventh Seal kind of vibes or something, or like it's meant to be happening in the theatre of the mind or something, or it's like metaphorical or something. But both Pacino and De Niro, long before Heat, sit down at this chess table to have like their big scene together. And yeah, they're playing chess. They're basically both saying like, now we are finally here. Our rebels have ended. We are both kings without kingdoms. And like, you know, Goncharov's like kingdoms fall. But I am a king without my queen, but I still have my prince. And this kind of bullshit. Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm happy for you, but now I have nothing. And then we pull out and we see both of them are, whilst they are playing chess with their like right hands, they are both pulling pistols with their left hands, and they both point them at each other. And then we hear a bang, but as the bang happens, the camera pulls up to like the clock tower as it strikes like fucking like 6 a.m. or something.
Crazy.
As the bang happens, and then it just says Goncharov, and then as the credits come up, and it's like 1970s, so there's only like fucking 30 seconds of credits. The final thing we see is Sophia, her feet walking up to like through the wreckage of the harbour, and then she kneels down, and we see her like approach what must be the disembodied arm of Katya, but thankfully we don't see it. We just see her wrist, and it's wearing like a little feminine watch. Yeah. And then she turns over the wrist to see the watch, and the wrist is still ticking. It's like, and then that's it. Fucking finito at the end.
Incredible film. Utterly insane, by the way.
It didn't make a lot of sense to me. But like, what do you think? I mean, like, Jesus.
I enjoyed it. It set out what it wanted to do. It also made loads of really fucking weird decisions along the way. in 2026 hindsight, it is definitely an incredibly gay film in which, like I said, everyone's gay for each other in the film. And maybe that wasn't so noticeable in 1970, whatever, when it came out. I mean, obviously, Katya and Sophia very much, but it's like, I think pretty much every male character that Goncharov encounters, Goncharov's like, I gotta fuck this guy. You know, he's like, good fucking God. So,
oh shit, sorry, I forgot one thing, sorry. So it pans up to the clock. Goncharov comes up as like the title card. It pans back down again. And there's like a bit of ambiguity about like who shot who and who's alive and stuff.
Yeah.
And like if they survive or not, because the last thing we see is Goncharov's still alive. He's lying on like the cobbled streets. And then he spikes the camera and looks directly into the lens, breaks the fourth wall and says, "Would anyone save me?" And then it cuts.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that, man?
It's
so fucked up.
Fever dream. Is it cutting back to his inner monologue? Is that his last thoughts? Is he dying? Is he really saying that? It's abstract as hell. Like the last like few minutes of the film, it enters art house territory in the last few minutes of the film, which is fucking cool. It's bold.
А ты уверен, что ему можно доверять? Думаю, да. Как тебя зовут? Случайно. Прямо случайно. Да, но ты на меня называл его Джонни. Ну, может, один ему имя послушать. Кто самый великий человек, в котором он верит? Ну, давай. Отвечай, Питер. Кто наш Колумбус? Гарибальди, Арнольд Ротстин. Это мне нравится. Ты будешь Ротстин. Света.
Okay, we're back with the categories. Mike, you want to lead us in on this one, or would like me to?
All right, yeah, we'll do the standard. So casting, obviously, this is a stacked cast. Nowadays, this would be like an incredibly stacked cast. In the 70s, it was like, I guess, up and comers, people who were like making on the scene, people who'd done just their first big moves.
Yeah.
So obviously, De Niro is Lo Straniero. He is Goncharov. We've got Al Pacino as Mario Ambrosini. Obviously, he's got a very storied background as well. We know a lot about him. Harvey Keitel. People will know, again, like we mentioned earlier on, like for like lots of films, Piano, The Bad Lieutenant, all that kind of stuff. On top of that, we've got Gene Hackman, who we've talked about a lot on this podcast. Obviously, would go on to be like Crimson Tide and No Way Out,
No Way Out
already, but also like The Conversation.
This is our third Hackman film, and this might be the most a character an actor has appeared in episodes of Clear and Present Dudes so far.
So Tom Cruise is on 4 at the minute.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. I did the math on that the other day, but yeah, he's up there though. John Cazale, who died tragically young, of course, was in The Godfather and The Godfather Part 2. He's also in Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino, so he's worked with him a few times now. Cybill Shepherd as Katya. Goncharova. She, like I mentioned earlier, the Last Picture Show, based on the Larry McMurtry novel.
Yeah.
Of course. Moonlighting with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And what else would she do? She obviously had her own eponymous sitcom.
Cybill, which played a character called Cybill Sheridan, who was basically just her, right? It was like,
just her, yeah. Nice work if you can get it.
If you get it, won't you tell me how?
Yeah. With Christine Baranski. What a great show.
Yeah, that's literally Sophia's inner monologue when she says that. It's like, if you get it, won't you tell me how? She's mother, may I?
Sophia Loren probably doesn't need any introduction, of course.
Yeah.
Big titan of American and Italian cinema.
Yeah, against whom Cybill Shepherd holds up really well in terms of acting chops. Like I said, I mean, it's fucking excellent. The film deserves more aplomb from people. You know, they both dominate the scene. They both dominate the screen in a lot of especially the tango scene.
I've got some trivia. Have you got some trivia?
Yeah. So this film has very little use of the Russian language, despite the fact it's got Russian characters in it, and some of the only Russian dialogue used in it is actually used wrong. The pig farmer briefly speaks to his wife off camera and says what is subtitled as "the men are here about the pigs." but what he actually says is the sheep are here about the pigs. And I
Very
mean,
fun.
like I said, this is possible. I'm picking up things people put on Reddit. Miles Rivera. I don't comprehend much of the Russian, but that's a pretty fucking weird one. What kind of trivia have you guys dug up?
I've got a few.
That's class.
De Niro allegedly stayed in character as Goncharov for the entire shoot, refusing to respond to his real name. Crew members reported that he would only answer if he was addressed as Comrade Goncharov.
Incredible. That's fucking
just
amazing.
ridiculous.
That's so good, man. I love it.
The chess game between Mario and Goncharov, the second one I think, uses a real historical opening. This is the Sicilian defense. Film scholars have pointed out that the sequence of moves shown in the scene actually foreshadows the order of betrayals later in the film.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Speaking of chess games, when Al Pacino has his flip out and he knocks over those 3 chess tables in his house, he's actually winning all of those games. If you look at it, it's been dissected pretty hard. It looks like he's in a winning position in all of those games. Yet he's flip out of anger, and it's I guess it's symbolic to show these people are destroying themselves, maybe.
Very good. I've got the boathouse explosion used a real wooden structure that the production had permission to demolish.
Yeah.
However, the explosion ended up being much larger than planned, destroying 2 nearby camera rigs and forcing the crew to stop filming for 3 whole days. Yeah. The clock tower seen in the final scene is the real Albergo di Poveri clock in Naples, where the production altered its face to exaggerate the ticking sound.
I love that. It's incredible.
I think it's a weird way of saying they've put some footage on it.
Yeah.
There's some continuity stuff regarding cigarette lamps, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Obviously, the final line, "Would anyone save me?" was controversial at the time because it breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. A lot of the music was recorded live on set, which caused issues on the sound editing, which is why there's a lot of ADR dialogue.
Yeah,
in
see,
the
it fucking
scenes.
shows as well, the fact that they recorded live, especially the nightclub scenes with the jazz band and that. It's which is a really cool thing, but it could have been recorded better. They could have gone the whole Michael Mann fucking real veracity kind of thing and just...
Yeah. The film's production schedule ran almost 2 weeks behind due to frequent arguments between director and cinematographer. Cinematographer of this film, by the way, is Michael Chapman, director of photography, who also went on to do Taxi Driver. So explains why it's a bonny-looking film.
Yeah.
So, sorry. And then I mentioned it earlier on, so Al Pacino was obviously shooting Serpico at the same time as this. So he was flying backwards and forwards between New York and Naples, which is obviously a very big undertaking to do in the 1970s. So one of the bits that they had to do was they had to reshoot one of the chess scenes by filming his takes and coverage in New York while De Niro's coverage was all filmed in Naples. Really random.
Yeah, excellent stuff.
And then finally, we didn't even talk about this. So Inspector Mikulov's habit of drinking terrible vending machine coffee was invented by Gene Hackman during rehearsals and became a running gag throughout the film. I don't know if it's a running gag. We see him do it maybe twice.
It happens 3 times. There's once at the train station. There's once bizarrely just down the street from a cafe when he goes to a vending machine that's just there. And it's there's a cafe in Italy right there. and the third one, it's when it's when he's in the police station, right? And again, that's a stupid fucking scene because he goes to the vending machine and he gets the coffee out and he's just and there's all these other cops hanging around who just look like they don't even like the man. And it's oh man. And then again, he sticks up like a sore thumb because he's wearing his fucking Ushanka indoors. It's what even is this film?
Very, very silly. All the scenes had to be filmed without permits. So when I mentioned the train station shootout?
Yeah.
That was done Gonzo style. But then one of the extras is I think it's an old lady carrying a dog. She spikes the camera doing it, and they have to leave it in because that's the only opportunity they had to film it.
Definitely get another rewatch tonight and to see if that's the case. Bloody hell, man.
Yeah, man. Wild.
Mama,
would you like
don't
to
look
hear?
at the camera!
Would you like to hear some of the conspiracy theories about this film?
Yes, please. More than anything.
So some of the conspiracy theories about what it means, I should say. So one, the clock theory. The film is actually about the Soviet collapse. Some theories argue that Goncharov is secretly about the inevitable collapse of the Soviet Union. Repeated clock imagery, the fact that Goncharov is a Russian criminal trying to build power in a foreign land, and that every alliance in the film eventually collapses, all indicate this. The argument is that the film predicts that systems built on fear and loyalty eventually collapse under their own weight, which makes Goncharov a metaphor for the Soviet system. Obviously, the big problem with this the film that came out in 1973.
When the Soviets were still looking like they were arguing from a place of fucking relative authority and relative power. And Yeah, I'm not sure I'd abide with that theory.
Yeah, I've mentioned the ice pick as a Trotsky reference theory.
Yeah.
Chess games reveal the ending. I mentioned that already kind of in the trivia, but there's an idea that the setups of the chess games indicate like where the story is going. Both kings are doomed. Neither side can escape defeat, blah, 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 blah. Katya is the real protagonist. This one, I think, holds a little bit of weight. So one theory claims that the film is secretly told from Katya's perspective, even though Goncharov appears to be the lead. So she appears in a lot of scenes where key decisions are made. She obviously has that scene with Ice Pick Joe, which is obviously like a big moment for her. She has the whole story with Sophia. She has a bit of agency, basically. Her sacrifice resolves the emotional arc of the film, because like otherwise it's just two blokes doing stuff. And Goncharov, his story collapses immediately after her death. She dies and then he pretty much gets shot straight away. So the movie is about Katya realizing she cannot escape the world that she helped to create, is what some people say online.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I would agree with that, definitely. Open interpretation, but she can't escape, well, she's trying to escape the world she created, can't she? Really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Really interesting.
So they're the normal ones. Do you want to hear the fucking bonkers ones?
God, yes.
Right. Mario and Goncharov are the same person.
Whoa!
The Fight Club.
What
Conspiracy
the fuck?
theory.
No way, man.
A particularly strange theory suggests that Mario and Goncharov represent two sides of the same character. The evidence, they say, is that they rarely appear together early in the film, apart from like in the casino nightclub and when they're playing chess. So they say that the chess playing doesn't count because it's him talking to himself and it's happening on a different like mental plane. That's what they positing.
Mind Palace. It all comes down to the Neil Breen fucking black bin bag goon cave again.
Yeah. Oh, that's what this is. So like they both kind of mirror each other's dialogue style. They both kind of talk. Yeah, basically, yeah. So this is the interpretation of the film, is that the is a psychological allegory about how power destroys itself, is basically what they're saying. So like it's Fight Club.
Yeah.
Fight Club in the 70s. Yeah. So that was weird. And then here's some crazy ones, right? One, the Manhattan Project theory. So there's a claim that Goncharov is secretly about the birth of the atomic bomb. So the boathouse explosion is meant to be representative of the Trinity test.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Throughout the film, characters are repeatedly reference time running out, which is meant to be like a note on the fact that they had a ticking time to achieve, obviously, building the atomic bomb in order to end the Second World War. And Goncharov's empire collapses after a single catastrophic event, which is meant to be like, it says the Trinity test here for the boathouse, but it's also kind of meant to be like Hiroshima. So it's really random.
But it took two catastrophic events to stop the Japanese empire, not one.
Obviously Nagasaki as well, yeah. So under this reading, Goncharov is meant to be Oppenheimer. Mario is meant to be like representative of the US military establishment, and then Katya is meant to be like the moral sort of stakes of the scientists. So if you like put this into Oppenheimer the movie terms, like Katya is a bit like Oppenheimer after he dropped the bomb and he's being whingy about it, and Mario is meant to be like Harry Truman, just laughing off and calling him
a pussy,
a pussy ass bitch. Yeah,
get this bitch ass moid out of my office. This cock.
There is another theory, which is that this film is referencing the moon landing. So I didn't mention it earlier, but in the violin scene, the cafe that they're at has a sign inside the cafe, but visible through the window, like a neon sign that partially spells Apollo bar, but you can only see like the APOLLO. Could be like a full word, could be Apollonia, could be anything. But they think it's Apollo bar, right? The final duel takes place in an empty harbour, which is meant to, and after it's destroyed, is meant to represent the lunar landscape because there's lots of like broken concrete everywhere. I don't really agree with that.
Reach.
Oh, it's a big reach. I've got a bigger one.
God.
So Goncharov's grey overcoat
that
he wears in several pivotal scenes of the film is supposed to resemble an astronaut's suit. But it's just
Yeah, those guys around for wearing overcoats. Well, fuck off.
Yeah,
Too much.
But I will say,
with respect to the big gun sheds out there, too much.
Yeah.
Stop it.
The only thing that I kind of half take on this is that they say the clock motif is meant to represent the space race.
Yeah, it was still quite heated.
Space.
So it was quite heated between the US and Soviet Union at that point. You know. I've got my usual bit on weapons free, my friend. When I talk about the film's weapons handling, its armoring, all those other things that I can be brief for this one because it's not an especially gun-heavy film. It didn't do much to piss me off. It gets significant amount of it right, actually, which I think speaks to having a good kind of local logistical kind of support for armaments and stuff. The primary weapon of Goncharov, funny enough, is as I said, it's the Beretta 948. It's the Etzigal 2.2 long rifle caliber semi-automatic, which I think is pretty fucking cool. Katya is more traditional to Russian standards and has a Nagant revolver, the 1897. Is that right? I'm just double checking my notes here. Yeah, so she's packing the Nagant 1895. The submachine guns used by the guys who might or may not be part of the Italian national football team are the Beretta M12, which was sort of a kind of recently designed weapon at the time, and that was, well, like late 50s. So that's like the closest to a future weapon you've got. There are a few scenes in which Goncharov holds the iconic Thompson gun that he has in the poster. In every scene he's holding the Thompson gun, including scenes when he's just immediately been firing, its safety selector is unsafe. And that's a reference to the fact that I'm a fucking artist and pause films constantly to check details. There we go. Does this film pass the VHS in the mess test? Would this film do good on constant rotation on a VHS, DVD, Blu-ray or Laserdisc player in the mess, wardroom or whatever of a military vessel or base?
I've got to say, in my humble opinion, no, basically. It's a good movie, don't get me wrong. It's in the same way that, like, Taxi Driver wouldn't work on repeat in the mess. Like, nobody wants to see that stuff. Like, it's a bit messy. It's a bit, like, old and difficult to get into.
Yeah.
It's confusing as fuck to watch. Obviously, we've just talked about some of the mental theories that come out of it. People aren't going to enjoy that. It's not like a simple film you can put on and, like, veg out to after after you come after a long day. You've got to meet it on its level, and its level is pretty hard to get to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sanya, if someone put this on a ship that you were on, what would your reaction be? If this gets put on in your wardroom or whatever, your mess.
Oh God, please
Concern?
no, probably.
Stop it, basically.
The last thing I want to do after a particularly unfun watch is go to the wardroom and see a film that has half of its screen time dedicated to clicking top and ticking clock. It's like, no.
Holy shit, right? Fucking mental. Yeah, man.
But yeah, also like
so
Mike
that's
said,
determined that.
and we've compared it to art house films before, and that's not something you do to chill out and relax.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the only bit of it that's going to get regular play is, sorry, but the tango scene might get repeated a bit because it is like but let's face it, it is an entrancing scene. Quotes from the film. There's so many that Meg's already gone over, I think. Let's just recap the amazing ones. Cities Fall as a bar.
Yeah, man. Oh, let me find my quotes. Hang on. Gotta get on the old IMDb. So we've got the bridge scene. Katya confronting Goncharov. Of course we're in love. That's why I tried to shoot you. And then Goncharov replies, if we were really in love, you wouldn't have missed.
Highly nonsensical.
It's
What else we got? We've got
it's giving Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
It actually
Mr.
is.
and Mrs. Smith.
It actually is. That's fucking brilliant. I love it.
You've got from Mario sacrifices his queen in the first chess match, and Goncharov says, "You play recklessly," and Mario says, "No, I play for the ending." It's
Bar.
Okay.
Absolute bar. Doesn't make much sense. But it's a bar.
Yeah. Catch it to Sophia. When they find your body, Sophia, there will be flowers growing through your bones. Very cool.
Yeah, that's like that for me is the line of the film. That's the MVP. That's the fucking goat. That is legitimately a beautiful line in a film that's often really confusing, very stupid, and occasionally brilliant. Which is why I think it's so compelling to people and such a cult classic, and it's why Criterion, thankfully, is finally picking it up and putting it out there. You know.
Indeed. We've got Ice Pick Joe in his final scene. The past cannot be unfrozen. You can only chip away at it.
Unfrozen chip.
Yeah.
Oh, subtext.
Yeah. I know, right? And then finally we got Goncharov's during his confession scene, the priest. I have killed men who have trusted me. And the priest says, then you know what must happen next. Fucking threatening priest.
Threatening priest, man. Italy,
Very threatening man with the cloth.
Everyone's got a fucking Beretta in the back pocket, even the priests, man.
Indeed. Should we talk about some of the critical reception of this film?
Yeah, I've got some. So I've got some peanut gallery notes, but you've got some pretty good reviews as well, don't you?
Yeah, so I want to talk about. So obviously this is like peak Roger Ebert and Siskel and Pauline Kael era sort of stuff with Roger Ebert's review. I'm going to read Roger Ebert's review verbatim. It's not all of it, just a section. I attended the screening with two peers. One thought Goncharov to be much like his unwindable pocket watch, temporally suspended by the pain of exile in all matters, and especially sex. The other believed more simply that Goncharov was asexual. My own view in the matter is that a man who can conduct a business meeting with a full faculty of mind, and indeed even faint boredom, while Sophia Loren places a cigarette in his wife's mouth, but contrives a half-dozen reasons to meet with a man who's obviously been assigned to kill him, cooks that man pasta, asks that man to sing for him, and then permits that man to stab him, is committed if a successful homosexual. So they were talking about the
the pasta scene.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, mental. And obviously the stabbing in the boathouse, which we like skirted past.
Yeah.
In any case, Goncharov's sexual ambiguity is the point. It is one of the many clockwork gears turning beneath the movie's face, all working in a concert to cast doubt upon the viewer's evidence. Who is Goncharov? What does he believe? What does he really desire? One has a sense that Goncharov was almost glad to die rather than learn the answer. And that's from his 4-star review in the Chicago Tribune.
Fucking amazing. Incredible.
Absolutely great.
It's so good.
But he was a big fan of Mean Streets as well, so that kind of tracks.
There we go. Yeah, it does track. Yeah.
Anyway, hit me up with these notes from the peanut gallery.
Okay, right. Pull this off. 3-star review from someone called Horoscopes. Goncharov, 1973, directed Martin Scorsese. It might be a mafia movie to Sigma male film bros, but to me, she is like if a traumatized Russian mercenary who dreams of a quiet house on a hill but cannot escape the blood on his hands was my girl mutual. Number 1, baby, this makes up for all of the 1974 Oscar snubs, says Crash Course 201. I think the reason so many film bros hate Goncharov is because Katya actually got fleshed out as a character as opposed to like most other Scorsese women. I mean, it wasn't perfect and there was still like the infamous beer bottle scene, but like Cybill Shepherd lived, gave cunt and then faked her death, but nobody ever talks about it. It has 5 T's at the end of it. I did not pick up the idea that she faked her death.
It looks like, it looks pretty final.
It does look final, but I mean, that's open for reinterpretation, I guess.
We got some headcanon.
Yeah. We have that scene when Goncharov went to Milan to set up bank accounts and Scorsese daringly put in a 20-minute-long take of De Niro's character setting up savings accounts in his 3 daughters' name, specifying the interest rate and the authorised people who could withdraw money. The way the camera worked just made that whole scene the most memorable. 5 stars from Comcast Cablevision. I don't think it's 20 minutes. I think it's like 7.5 or so, but still, it is wild.
It's long enough, yeah.
Yeah. 2.5 stars from Tatzel Worming. After I saw Goncharov, I walked out of the theatre normally and without incident. Someone then responds in a comment, liar, and they respond, fine, I did the Goncharov walk. I hate this fucking website anyway.
Brilliant.
Cannibality, people like Goncharov exist, is left completely intact. It's propaganda, and you're all too stupid to notice because of the gay subtext.
I've got a couple here as well. I'll pepper these in.
Yeah, I'm throwing. You're throwing it. I've got a great one lined up next.
I've got this movie has 3 separate love triangles and none of them are heterosexual.
Yeah.
Goncharov and Andrei look at each other like divorced parents at a school play.
My God, they fucking do as well. It's like, what cool parenting. It's fine.
Men will literally start a mafia war instead of going to therapy. Katya and Sophia should have run away together and opened a bookstore. And Goncharov, I trust you. Andrei, you shouldn't. Goncharov, understandable. Have a nice day.
Yeah. I've got a great 4-star review here. Oh, sorry, fake news. 4.5 star from Shiori Build. When he thinks we're going to fuck, when really I'm about to explain the clock symbolism in Martin Scorsese's Goncharov to him for 3 hours. Ivan Goncharov this, Nikolai Goncharov that. When will you guys realise there's a reason we don't know his first name? The point, all caps, is that we don't know. Goncharev is a family name, and whoever Goncharov used to be totally went up in being the head of the family. He doesn't have a personal name to denote who he is outside of his mafia persona. I did not understand that review at all. 1 star from someone called Satan Worship. I had Goncharov once, but a shot cleared that right up. And a great one here that'll finish on from Fantastic Fables. Broke. The fact that Goncharov lights Andrew's cigarette for him with his own cigarette with a hint of great affection in a scene under the rainfall symbolises his longing for the entirely fictional life he believes Andrei might offer him. And the fact that both of their cigarettes go out in a few seconds foreshadows how his destructive desire will ruin them both. Woke. The cigarettes go out because they're standing in the rain with no umbrellas. It symbolises the fact that they're both really fucking stupid. Scene. Perfect. No notes.
Wow. Great. Right. What categories have we remaining?
I think we're going to spin the wheel of directors.
I forgot about this.
So, as we've done in previous episodes, we are going to spin a little wheel of names I've got here that lists directors and films that have been done previously on Clear and Present Dudes. We'll just do it once, this one time, and it has come up on
John
Tiernan,
Tiernan.
A Hunt for
John
Red
McTiernan.
October.
It should be, but yeah, from of Die Hard and Hunt for October theme, yeah. And latterly, as I discovered the other week, the remake of Thomas Crown Affair. But yeah, go on.
I think this film would have lost a lot of its kind of Scorsese-aligned kind of panache, to be honest. I don't think this film would have gaunched quite as hard under McTiernan. I mean, I will say that the action sequences would probably have been like better. Do you think they could have? Do you think you would have handled the incredibly gay subtexts better?
Yes.
You think you would have handled them well? I do.
You definitely would have. They would have been there still.
Yeah,
I think.
He wouldn't have totally erased them or anything. Neil Breen would have. Everyone in the film would have wanted to fuck Neil Breen.
Just wait till the next spin, mate. Jesus. Right, if you'd asked me a couple of weeks ago what I think a John McTiernan Goncharov would have been like, I would have said like, oh yeah, like the action scenes would be better, the story would have been more comprehensible, and it would have been like a tightly scripted thriller rather than like whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah.
Then since then though, I watched the Thomas Crown Affair, and now I'm convinced that this film would have been just fucking sex scenes the entire way through. It's just been fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking with a really light story, which is designed purely to put you in situations where you can see Pierce Brosnan fucking and fucking and fucking and fucking.
I like that actually.
Yeah.
That's so
wild movie. Absolutely
amazing.
Insane film.
Amazing.
Yeah. Hard recommend.
Should I give it one more spin, guys?
Yeah, do it. Well, sorry you didn't get a chance to answer, but...
Anyways, shit, sorry, man. But the next one is going to be... What the
Neil
fuck?
Breen. There you go. Take it away, Sanya.
Sanya, how would this film be done under the adept hand of Neil Breen?
Well, you've taken the big bit that everyone would have wanted to fuck or it probably would have gotten renamed to Getting Off.
It'd be Goncharov and a colon. It'd be like Goncharov, the tortured poet or something.
Yes. Kings fall. Cities fall. I came from Russia to move in on the Neapolitan mafia.
She is taking away my wife. I can't believe she's doing it. She can't be getting away with that. I am going to shoot.
So Breen's obviously got...
to shoot this stupid shed full of...
So your boy Breen, right, is obviously like a bit of a megalomaniac, and whenever he puts himself in a film, his character is like pure as the driven snow, right?
Yeah.
So there's no way that Goncharov is still a crime boss. Goncharov is just a guy who happens to be in Naples as the rest of the story is happening.
Either that, or he's like half alien, half angel, fucking psychic, 3,000-year-old god emperor of mankind. You know?
Yeah, that, all right. So Goncharov is like the god emperor of mankind. He's 3,000 years old.
Yeah.
He has a second head underneath his actual head that will get revealed once in an awkward green screen scene.
And he never had a beard.
Yeah.
Never had a beard.
And it'll be like, and then you'll see like Mario Ambrosini like backhanded slap his girlfriend or something, and he'll be like, "That's not nice." And then he'll touch Mario Ambrosini's hand, and then like he'll immediately develop like palsy.
Yeah, yes. He touches his hand. He's like, "I've given you cancer now."
Yeah. And then like the entire last 5 minutes of the film is like everybody killing themselves.
Yes. Yeah. My God.
Of ticking clocks would just be stock images that aren't moving.
Oh, it'd be fucking amazing.
Yeah,
That'd
it'd be like
so
the same
good.
3 clocks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, or it would be the same shitty clock green screened on different buildings.
And he wouldn't have managed to get any of the Italian national football team in on it. That's for fucking sure, guys.
And that explosion of the boathouse would just be like a composited
That'd be so fucking
On-
bad.
explosion, yeah, with like a PowerPoint style
my
sound
God.
effect. Yeah. Cool. It would suck.
What are we at now for categories?
I think all we've got left is the CIA thing, which doesn't really.
Yeah, this film is CIA neutral, I suppose. It doesn't operate in any kind of space in which the CIA are involved. A massive, massive, massive stretch would be maybe that revolutionary group is like a CIA front, like for a color revolution thing, but no.
Yeah.
No. This
not.
is just another CIA neutral film.
Believe so.
Yeah.
So I think we are at the end
Mm-hmm.
of our podcast.
Yeah.
So all that is remains to say is that we have been clear and present. April Fools! April Fools! Get dunked on! Do waste your valuable time. This one doesn't exist.
We have wasted your time, as Mike said. This film does not exist, and neither does its purported sequel, Goncharov 2.
I guncha.
Guncha! Thank you so much
Very
for
sorry.
giving us your time.
We've guncha too far.
Gonch too soon. Yeah,
We've guncha too close to the sun.
we did. That was utter chaos. If you're listening to this on April Fool's Day, then you are the fool. If you're not, then we are the fools.
We are the fool. We are the fool.
In the words of Tommy Wiseau, everyone betray me and I am the fool.
Fool. Oh, should we do a real one? We really have been actual, clear and present dudes. Okay, there we go.